Greetings, random citizens. Welcome to our next session of Out of the Abyss.
Your sound is...
Oh no, I'm not muted.
Oh,
That's awkward.
we would never do anything like boosting stream numbers by watching our own stream.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just in case you're wondering.
No, I just didn't turn the mic off. Hey, we know that. We know the
we
mic's
gotta be active in
working
chat somehow.
It's not boosting. We're literally 5 people watching our own stream.
That's true.
Yeah.
Factual.
now. Really, if anything, it's not a fair assessment of the viewership that
It's
we're
true.
all sharing one screen.
I'm not watching it.
What are we doing here, Kevin?
I don't know. What are we doing?
That was your segue into...
Next.
I'm lost. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
Last time on Dungeons and
Yormek
Dragons.
leads the group. We almost died.
We've never seen
Again.
that episode.
The end.
Cause and effect
So
right
the
there.
last time that we played, you guys found yourselves in the tomb of a long deceased Netherese noble of sorceress origin named Bryce's Came. You finished your exploration of the tomb of Bryce's, eventually coming to a secret chamber with one final gold-laden sarcophagus in it. Upon entering the room, the sword wraith of Bryce's Came awoke and attacked you all. It was it was a really good combat. Last session was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Eventually, seeing that she would not be victorious in Undeath, Bryce's took the necklace of fireballs from her neck and threw it down in the chamber that almost all of you were in, nearly killing Nero, Eldith, Jimchar, and Yormek. But fortunately, you guys recovered from that.
That's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah. Fortunately, you all recovered, and you continued exploring, checking out the treasure at the invisible, out of the invisible chest at the foot of the sarcophagus that Yormek had spotted. He was finally on a roll with his sea invisibility.
Worthless job.
And on top of that, you opened the sarcophagus to find Bryce's mummified corpse. And atop Bryce's corpse was the gorgeously fine hilt of a longsword that Nero reached down and picked up. And as he did so, he heard in his mind a soft, feminine voice say, "At last, I have been found." And that's where we pick up tonight. None of the rest of you heard that, by the way. That was only to Mr. Nero.
And it's just the sword hilt. Currently.
So, as it finishes speaking those words, the hilt in your hands ignites into a flame of radiant, flame of radiant energy, which does actually count as sunlight. So you are pained to see this light erupt in the room.
Oh, just kill me.
Jimjar as well.
Sunglasses. So I wanna like hold and like move it around a little bit, just see how it feels. Because I imagine the weight is a little bit odd, given that it's just a hilt and not a.
So it definitely feels lighter than your classic longsword would feel.
Just doing classic
Classic.
episode 4 fighting styles.
Pretty sure a strong breeze would kill me right now. I have 1 HP.
So yes, due to the lightness of this particular longsword, it has the finesse property.
Has the what property?
What does that
Finesse. It can be wielded using dexterity as your as your attribute for it.
Zatua?
Yeah, you're right. You're gonna hear it.
Hey, you want to know a reason? why
I
you
would
guys
love
didn't
to have a
find this
fancier
at level
sword that I
3?
don't use.
Zatuo with the Sunblade real early on would have been. It would have just wrecked every encounter for the rest
Oh
of the
my gosh.
campaign. I would have never been able to give him anything.
And like Jormik is like dying in the corner, and you can't see. And honestly, this is bright even for me down here. We
Yeah.
haven't seen.
How do I turn this thing off?
Put it back in the tomb.
That's not happening.
Down, boy. I don't know.
You
Some-
can use
I give
a
up.
you can use a bonus
I tried
action
everything.
to like with your intent unlight the sword.
I'm gonna like focus on it and be like,
Could you not?
squinting because
you
I've
hear-
been in the pitch black for a while
Right.
too.
You hear the voice in your mind again go, no, please, no more darkness. There's only been darkness for so long. And the sword resists your attempt to douse its light and
Oof.
blade.
What's your name?
Are you saying this? Are you saying this out loud or in your head?
I guess in my head. I've been talking to stuff in my head for a while.
You've been used to
This
it.
is old head at
I've
this
been-
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say out loud, but now I think about it.
deities.
Now that I think about it, there's been a lot of things I've spoken
Yeah.
to through my head at this point. So yeah, it would be in my head.
So also you have the ability, if you sort of want to attempt to impose your will more forcefully on it, it would be it is an opposed charisma check.
I'm pretty. Oh, check, not save.
Check.
I'm okay at those. Well, first I'm asking what his name is.
My name is Dawnbringer.
Dawnbringer.
Call you Dawn for short.
Well, Dawnbringer, I promise that I'll be taking you out of here, and it'll only be for a bit longer that you'll need to, well, not be lighting up like this.
I've been trapped here in the darkness for over a millennium.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I'm going to take you out.
Make a persuasion check.
Is anyone else worried that Bruno is just standing there staring at this sword?
I'm assuming all this is happening
19.
faster than.
I'm looking at the magical staff,
Yeah.
necklace of fireballs, and counting all this money.
Say 19.
Yeah, it's not a step that he was using. You know, like that's.
All right.
Actually, you have the necklace
And
of
the
fireballs.
blade
Yes, he's right.
All right.
retracts and douses itself.
It is no longer blinding everyone.
I
Jorvik!
have that fancy like.
You
Okay,
have
now.
like the worst like sunspot in front of your eyes right now.
The sun will die.
That wasn't the sun, that was a sword.
Pretty sure it was a little bit of the sun.
Nope, that's... No.
You hear Dawnbringer in your mind. That one seeks to destroy the sun. It reignites.
I will destroy the sun.
Jorvik! Why?
I will do it.
You're like, why? What?
You're
clearly
you can
reignited.
destroy the sun, but can we not?
Well,
can
turn it off.
Stop. Put your sword away.
Just calm
In
down.
my head, I'm just gonna be
Stop.
like,
Both
please.
of you, calm
I would
down.
just be like, please,
I need to take that
please,
spell.
this sword, this fool has never seen the sun before. He doesn't understand it yet. He is not going to destroy the sun. He's also incredibly weak.
I'm both not
Make
weak
another-
and going to destroy the sun.
It's
that
in
was
my
his
head.
Make another persuasion check.
Ugh.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Again, the blade ceases to be a light.
All right, Jorvik. X-May on the comments about the sun.
It is my mortal enemy.
Listen, this blade can hear you.
It's a sword. It's not even a full. What do you mean it can hear
I
me?
can hear you.
I think you're trying the jokes you used to say. So no, that I don't. What do you mean it can hear me?
Nero, what do you mean that sword can hear him?
Are you?
I'm telling you right now. The sword, I picked it up, and it said. I believe it's the voice that we've been hearing calling out to us.
It is the same.
Yeah, it sounds. It's the same. It's the same voice that's been calling to us. It's been trapped here. In the dark.
Been hearing a lot of voices lately.
We are in the phase of
Listen, this one I
Yeah,
can
sir.
prove.
You're in the face of this, and
I'll reach out and grab it away from him.
I'm not definitely. If Yormik reaches, I tighten the grip, but let him hold on.
All right.
Okay, do you
And
give up? Or you?
I mean, I'm gonna touch the end of it and like
All
try
right,
to hold
I'm
it.
gonna
but-
say, Dawnbringer, are you still there?
Hello?
I'm getting some real weird vibes here.
We're just all holding on.
Trying to figure out
These
if
are the
I
other-
to.
I am still here.
These are the
Do I
other
also
two.
hear it?
Sure.
These are the other.
It specifically says
wielding it?
right. I was gonna say it specifically says like can communicate telepathically with its wielder, not wielders. But
You know what?
sure.
Instead of
Your point is
opposite
to-
I was gonna
games.
say,
Right.
if,
like,
if
I
that
can-
were the case, yeah. These are the others who helped save you.
Hello.
Hello. You hear telepathically.
All right, let me talk to the sun.
This is not.
Okay. I mean, it's not more destructive power
you
than he
grab
normally
it.
holds.
Yep.
It lights up in your grasp again.
Ah!
York, stop moving.
Go,
Stop,
Yormik,
stop.
It said, you hear in your mind, it says, I am Dawnbringer. I am here to drive out all darkness from this world. You will drop me this instant, one who seeks to destroy the sun.
I was thinking
that
about it, and then you
dwarvish?
told me to, which makes me not want to.
Yormik, just drop it. I will heat up that hilt.
Ugh.
Sorry
I
about
thought
that.
about doing it, which would have
He's
been
kind of
very bad.
stupid.
Alright, so you found a talking weapon.
Yep. Seems nice.
Assuming the three of you aren't all crazy,
Yeah.
I
would be
I feel good about saying.
It's a distinct possibility.
I suppose so. But it's also, if that's the case, then there's a distinct possibility that the sword is what caused it. So I'm not touching it.
Also,
Well,
valid point. I can't argue with your logic.
but it's probably the former.
How do you feel
Okay.
about the moon?
Yormik, do any of the other items talk?
The staff says I'm the rightful heir to a king of England.
What
I'm
the
not
heck
sure.
is England?
I'm not sure, but I get to rule it someday. That's all I know from this stick.
Oh, okay.
Totally talks.
Oh,
Alright, so that staff doesn't talk.
Make a deception check at disadvantage.
Yeah.
What? The perpetual liar?
hey.
Rolled pretty well, though.
21.
What? Oh, just
14 plus 7.
Pretty
That
good.
was through disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, he rolled like...
I saw that 19 was like.
The staff.
I mean,
intelligent.
until a minute ago, none of you would have thought there was a talking sword.
Exactly.
So
I
then again, what are the chances? 2 in one spot?
my gut still just mistrust Yormik
Yeah.
at its core.
That's fair.
reasonable. Here, hold this while I put the money in the bag.
I start trying to talk to
Shoveling
the staff telepathically.
all of this money into my bag.
I just go to my necklace. No, only I can hear you.
Wait, so Yormik's gonna shovel 1,200 gold, 4,000 silver into his non...
Oh, that's yes. as much as I can. It's
As
all
if,
going
as
in
if
the bag.
that's gonna fly. How do we have a competition here? There's some sort of check here where I'm throwing Yormik away from the pile of stuff.
Well, I mean, looking at how Yormik is just sort of like almost like he's on death's door as he's
Yeah.
like trying to like scrabble all this stuff in. I'm just gonna like pull out a dagger and kind of playfully throw it up and down and be like, Yormik, let's just share for this once.
Yeah, we're going. I mean, it's gotta. We have to take it out. I'm just getting it in the bag.
Okay.
Yormik, I can light the sword up again.
We're.
Okay. So I'll go and I'll start
Like, I don't want to.
also shoveling money into the coin purse as much as it can reasonably hold, and then we have the
without making it blow up.
haversack as well.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you should be able to put all that in the bag of holding, no problem.
Do we just want to split up the coin now?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, you can split it in your inventories and.
Yeah,
Not
we'll
worry about
How much was it?
400 gold a person.
400 a person.
if we're not giving any to Eldith and Zimjar.
Nope. No, I'm just kidding. That would be less per person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how much gold did I say?
1,200.
Did I not write it in here?
1,200
So it'd be
gold, 4,000
200
silver.
per person. If there's 6 of us, which
Plus 4,000 silver.
there
which
are
is
6 of
400.
us.
I must have just not written that in there.
4,000 divided by 6. 40 divided by 6 is not a clean divisible. It's somewhere around 600 something.
Yeah, that sounds right. 40 divided by 6.
It was 4,000 silver, 1,200 gold,
Yep.
and 11 zircons.
Yes.
They're classic gemstones.
Classic.
Once zircones.
Okay.
So wait.
So 200 gold per person if we give Jimjar and Eldith their cut. Or we could just kill them here.
But then 4,000 silver.
Maybe we
And then
should
4,000 silver,
see.
silver divided by 6.
Maybe we should see
Which
what
is
Dendrew
600
has
something.
for us.
What?
We could always give. Dendrew said he had other things we could purchase. Perhaps we should pull this together for now.
That's what I was thinking, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. For this exact second, I'm gonna mark their shares of at least the gold in their inventories.
hopefully you
Not
forget
with
about
inventories.
it.
So do we? Well, actually, then do we just want to keep it as a chunk of money?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
for now.
So
Until
I'll-
we see what Dendru's
I'll
got.
take it with the haversack. So it was 400 gold, 1,200 gold, 4,000 silver.
Yeah, I don't know if they would fit 4,000 silver would fit in the haversack.
Yeah,
I
it'd
feel
be a
like
bit
I feel like
much.
Gavin probably got some of it in his bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because when we grabbed 40,000 copper and all that with that should have overloaded the bag of holding the first time, and the bag of holding is
Well,
way
so I have
bigger.
the change purse and I have the haversack, so we can split it, and then the rest goes in the.
Other bags.
We can turn
Bag
all
of
the silver
holding.
into gold.
Does the chest move?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The chest is. I don't believe it's attached actually.
That's pretty sweet.
But it is like a heavy stone chest.
Oh, and it's too long to fit in the bag.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, right, we did confirm it's
Mhm.
too long.
Wah, wah.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm not carrying that.
Wasn't it 8 feet?
It is too long. It's 2 feet by 4 feet for the bag of holding.
Oh, by 4 feet. Okay.
All right. Well, we're getting all this gold out of here one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, can we load it between the 3 bags?
Well, the bag of holding could hold all of it.
Oh,
Easily.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just that. Yeah, 5,000 coins for the haversack would almost certainly be too much.
sure.
It was Dendru's one that says down here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So what are we going to do about? Wait, did we promise all the things we found to Dendru, or is he going to trade them with us, or?
He said he wanted to see them, but
I mean, he's not like. What are we getting for being down here?
no,
I
he
don't
just
quite
said we
remember.
could take stuff.
Expanded access to his wares.
Okay. So we don't. We're by no means obliged to give him anything.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. It's just he's willing
You
to...
could reasonably surmise that he's probably expecting a cut, having turned you guys onto this in the first place.
Because he is his
And he's also interested in purchasing or fencing any interesting stuff that you guys
Sure.
find and aren't interested in. But
It's crazy.
Well, we
that
found
we're
some. Cool, I mean, we found a lot of cool stuff upstairs that we can sell to him for a, you know,
I think it was like
reasonable bargain.
4 gemstones total.
And I mean, you know, like,
your mix is
we'll
like
split
holding
three
a
of
bunch
them.
of shit in his pockets.
Just like has a ham stuffed
Yeah,
underneath
true.
his
The
shirt.
gold sensor, platinum
Pimp staff.
filigree.
Some gold bracelets, an
Pimp
onyx
staff.
ring.
Start climbing
2
the
gold
rope up to the
bracelets,
second
a
floor.
ceremonial wand. Yeah, let's head back.
You boy out.
We're leaving.
Okay. So you begin departing. Where do you store the hilt?
I'm not gonna put it into the bag because it seemed to not want to be in darkness. So I'll probably... It's just a hilt, right? So I'll just put it on like my belt.
Okay. So as you attach it to your belt, everyone starts climbing back up the rope and heading out of Bryce's chamber.
To be sure we want if we're going to hide anything, it's going to be that sword.
Yeah, but I don't want to hide it yet because it doesn't want to be in the darkness.
Suppose. Alright, just
So-
point it out.
We
If
can,
he
we
says
can
that he
hide it
has-
later.
If he wants anything that we have and we don't want to give him, we just tell him no. And then if he says that's too bad, then we just kill him.
Something also tells me that he's probably not very interested in a sword that blinds him and everybody else down here when they use it.
My gut says that he's into anything he can sell.
My gut
Jim
says-
Jarrett, what do you think? You know him?
I'd say Bryn's gut instinct is probably pretty close.
We have about a day's travel to get there. I think I can hide it by then.
It wasn't a whole day. It was a couple hours.
I
but
think
nothing
we'll
crazy.
have, we'll
4
have
hours,
plenty
2
for
hours.
him to be interested in that he won't need to be interested in every.
I hope so.
I'll hide it within the next 2 hours.
Also worth
it takes
noting,
to get back.
your curse has ended now that Bryce's
Oh, that's
has
clutch.
been subdued. Same with Eldith and Jim Jar
Some
as well.
doo-doo. Some doo-doo.
Still at 1.
I'm at
The
9.
worst curse of all.
Right.
Impending death. The worst curse of all. Okay. So, you begin making your way out of the tomb. Nero, you again hear Dawnbringer in your mind. Tell me, elf, what is your name? What has led you to rescuing me from my dark prison?
My name's Nero Maris. I serve the goddess Lune, and what's brought me down here, is a series of unfortunate events, but also apparently an objective of identifying and potentially getting rid of some of the demons that have been released on this plane.
Demons? That is most alarming, though not surprising given the tenacity of the forces of darkness. Very well then, lead the way.
We'll talk more later.
I'm sure we will.
We say bye to someone and you both go to the same way. Awkward.
So you climb up and out of the tomb, back out the same door you came in. Just outside of that sort of narrow stretch of tunnel, you emerge again and find that Greg is still waiting for you there.
Greg.
Good old Greg.
Oh, we all good? Find anything interesting?
Good. Not sure I would define us as good right
Ooh,
now.
Actually, yeah. On second thought,
He's like
some
on
of you guys
death's
look
door.
kind of rough. Well, no, you, Eldith, Jimjar, and you all are
And
at
me,
1 HP,
really.
and you're at like 9.
9, yeah.
No one looks good.
Should we should go a little bit of a break before we go?
It won't help me. We already took a break in that tomb before, and I ran out of
There's-
the ability to feel better after taking a break.
There's probably nothing.
I
we can
am
hear in
fatigued.
I would hope so.
the- It'll be fine.
It's probably fine.
Probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Onward and upward.
Okay. All right. So, you guys begin the trek back out of the Pickshine Mines. The journey takes you the better part of an hour before you just start to feel this faint vibration under your feet.
No.
And this slight tremor, this vibration, becomes stronger and stronger until it is a full-blown earthquake.
Weeks now.
And
So I would like to, in the time that starts happening, as I realize that there could be some danger afoot, I'm going to inspire Yormik.
okay. So yeah, the rumbling, it builds up and builds until the tunnel you're in is just shaking violently. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
This is so bad right now.
Am I being transposed?
You guys
frightened
plus
or
2,
magic?
remember. Plus the 2.
Oh no.
Oof. Dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw.
11.
11?
Also 11.
22.
You're good.
9.
9. Okay. So, Eldith is knocked prone. Greg is knocked to the ground. Bryn manages to keep his feet and keep steady throughout the whole thing. At some point, though, part of the tunnel that you're in is shaking so violently that rock and stone starts breaking, just like shearing off, and chunks fall from the ceiling of the mine and strikes Vera, Nero, and what was yours?
11.
11. Yeah. Yes.
Jesus.
Rocks strike
With his plus 2?
all of you.
It's all.
Um,
It's not a good roll.
That's fine, you'll be fine.
It's fine. I have
you
one
each
health.
take 12 points of bludgeoning
I'm down.
damage.
Same.
He gets a plus 5 to his dexterity saves against rocks, right?
I can totally sense the.
I'm,
Oh
cardinal
gosh.
direction.
I'm down.
Also down. I have a potion of healing in my, but I'm dead.
Yeah, Yormik, get up! And that'll be my healing word to...
Okay.
Nero, get up! No,
Oh wait, Nero's down too?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, okay, I'll
Are we in the phase risk?
Yes.
Doesn't work as bad.
Still.
Alright, so I saw Yormik first, because to me, Yormik was the one that was my bigger concern.
Worsty worst. The worstest.
So he'll be the one I pick up first, so you gain 6.
Let's go.
Better than when he started.
That's-
Please roll for phase risk, please.
17.
Okay.
And then I will, after he gets back up, I'll look around. Who else? Nero?
Nero is down.
Is Jar or Eldith down?
They both so Jimjar was fine, same as Bryn. Eldith fell but wasn't struck by any rocks.
And then I'll say, Nero, no, Nero, you're fine. And give him
Not bad.
11.
Please roll for phase risk again. Yeah, you
Such a guy.
are
3.
once again up and at him. Oh man, crazy! Because that could have been if we under the old rules, that would have been that wouldn't have hit because this was only a second spellcast. Never mind.
Oh, wow, look, he's still hitting.
Oh.
Yeah. So no, the new version is sort of like a cumulative effect.
Oh, so we are doing that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was like, not this same trip to the Phaserus when last session it was different story. But okay, you managed to revive Yormik and Nero. And Greg in front of you all regains his feet as well. Helps Eldith up off the ground. He just says, "Yeah, there's always been tremors and the occasional quake down here, but
There's been one lately.
yeah, for the past few months, it's just been happening way more often."
Seen anyone with two heads?
Don't think so.
What?
Is there a Fire Nation down here?
But
with
there
a
have
giant
been
drill?
some other strange occurrences, like, I mean, for
Meteors
instance,
going.
this whole rock being here, gesturing vaguely to the out-of-place stone that the tomb sort of lied within.
What did Gurnik call the curse that was over the temple? The rock blight.
Ogre Bane. Yeah, I mean that area is the rock blight.
Right. Ogre Bane. Perhaps that has something to do with all of this.
It's rather far away from here.
Yeah.
You also remember, though, so the way that they were sort of set up defensively around that, they didn't have any earth elementals, like, at that one gate that was specifically being guarded. But, like, there were other earth elementals operating throughout the other parts of Blingdenstone.
Okay.
So you surmise that they felt the influence of Ogremok's Bane didn't stretch much beyond that entrance area.
There's probably some giant worm digging around that I don't want to be around.
I don't know. It's just strange. That's all I know. But all right, if y'all are good to travel again.
Yeah, let's just get back.
Much better than being in here, apparently.
I don't know how many times I can tell them to get up.
Well, never mind.
Was it?
Nothing. Never mind. It's gonna be bad.
Was it Wickham knowledge?
No.
Oh. All right. Well, let's be on our way. So you guys continue your trek out of the Pigshrine Mines. It's another hour or so before you're back to the pretty heavily guarded entrance into the mining system. And you pass through the same interestingly situated large boulders in front of the entrance, as well as the dozen or so Swerfneblins on guard there. And you spend another better part of an hour and a half making your way back to Blingdenstone proper. And you come back the exact same way you came in originally, up the stairs, through the maze, and you find yourselves back inside Blingdenstone.
Thank goodness.
Perhaps we should retire for today.
What? No, there's were rats to fight, Yormik.
I mean, I'll go kill him right now, but we're not talking to him in this
No, we're
condition. We're not if we go right now. I promise you. They will all die.
Fair enough. Let's go grab some dinner, grab a drink.
That sounds fantastic.
And is Greg still with us?
Greg led you back to the front of the city, but he would have left and back to his responsibilities at the mines.
Yeah, alright. I was gonna tell him to go tell Dendru we'd visit him tomorrow, but whatever. Tis a moot point.
Do we want to go visit Dendru, or should we?
Sure.
I feel pretty crappy, but I...
Let's-
We can do
What
it.
time is it?
Last time we saw Dendru in the market, though, we got jumped by a gelatinous cube.
I don't.
True.
I don't see any correlation between those two events.
That was just bad luck.
I'm talking more about the area that it'll be in.
Did any of us get hurt last time we fought it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point.
Let's just take it easy for the night.
Yeah.
I think we're all a bit
I don't think we could handle any unexpected turn of events right now.
handle any.
Who's that?
One hand Lenny. All right.
is he doing with those events?
So actually, as you pass back through here, make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Awful.
17.
So you actually notice that there seems to be some,
How about?
not current hubbub, but I guess remnants of previous hubbub. There are a handful of more guards here than when you left this morning. In this, like, the entrance, the opening cavern of Blingmanstone.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it can wait till tomorrow.
They seem to be, in particular, like split up now between the gate that you sent your arcane eye through, as well as the other tunnel that leads to one of the intentional cave-ins. And they just look a little more somber than this morning.
Any ooze trails with a natural 20?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically looks like the remnants of some gelatinous, maybe not gelatinous, but some ooze creatures. There's both gray and yellow slime swill at various spots. Yeah.
I'll go talk to the guards.
Okay. They don't really say anything as you approach, but they just look at you.
So, we were gone rescuing them, or clearing out the mine earlier. What happened here?
Clearing out the mine?
It's unrelated.
Well, there was more oozes came through just this afternoon. We killed them. We finally got them, but we lost a couple of our guys.
Where'd they come from?
We think through this cave-in, which is troubling given the reason we caved in the first place.
You need to do something about that. Get a better seal or something.
I don't even know how we would get a better seal.
Probably magic.
That's
I know.
past my pay grade, unfortunately.
Do you know anything?
It's well, it's not my specialties. I can do anything about it.
Would fire help?
It was hot enough.
Okay. Can work with that.
I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
Bad idea.
Your Wikipedia learns the incendiary cloud spell. It's just like, go.
Well, that's too bad. I'm sure they were good people.
They still sound sympathetic.
He's doing good. Good job, buddy.
I almost died like twice today, so I'm gonna go back.
Sure. Yeah,
Almost
be safe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about twice. Yes. Okay.
We will. You two. If you need anything, just start yelling. We're staying over
But
there.
wait tomorrow. We need some sleep.
Please wait till tomorrow. We will help, but please wait.
I'll help you tomorrow.
Certainly hope there's nothing until tomorrow. Anyway, have a good night.
Sounds like you expected there to be something before tomorrow.
Yep.
Just. I'm starting to read these gnome people.
These no
Do we-
people, huh?
Do we have?
These ones, the ones that live in this city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do we have? I forget. Does Wickham have one of the sending stones, or do we have both of them?
Yes,
We have them both. We have both of them.
It's true. You narrow misses. Wickham didn't take one, and Nihilist also didn't take one, even though he briefly had one,
Yeah.
which would have made this whole thing very different. So you guys, once a week, you guys would have been like, let's call up Nye, see how he's doing.
We like actually call Mitch and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Are you guys still doing this bit?"
Yeah, like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, that'd have been so cool. And then the rest of me is just like, thank God that didn't
Yeah.
happen. It would have been real fun for like
Especially-
2 weeks.
Well, especially since a weekend game time is like a month and a half not in game time?
Yup.
All right.
Unless we're
Cool.
traveling.
So we go back. We grab drinks. We grab dinner.
No drinking competition tonight, Yormik.
Sure. Yeah. That's fair.
Tappy, again, as you get back, again, just greets you excitedly. They're the usual after work crowd shows up of Zwerfneblin, but
What about
they're
that
sort
cat
of the
guy?
most interesting guests these days.
What about that cat
Especially-
guy?
He's not here that you can see.
What the heck? I thought he just sat in this tavern all day.
Drinking his milk, yes.
Warm milk, probably.
Evening, lads. How's you? You all look a little rough around the edges at the moment.
It
It
was
was bad.
It was a bit of a bad day.
It
We
went
had
bad.
a bad day.
Kind of. I
It-
mean, also
it went pretty bad.
It
Like,
went
we're all
really-
Well, here, I'll pour you some drinks. You tell me all about it.
So we walked for a while and we went to the Phaedrus, which is this yellow stuff that they think makes people crazy.
I think it's been proven, but
Yormik spends a lot of
Proven. We found a tomb.
We fought some ghosts.
We did fight a
We
few ghosts.
beat the ghosts, but the ghosts.
Hit really hard.
Ghosts.
Right.
Like really, really hard.
Yeah, like for not having physical forms, they hit really hard.
Then we beat them. We found some stuff, mostly dead people stuff. Like they used to be inside dead people.
I don't think you tell people that's great for
Well, we found it. We didn't take it.
them.
Anyways, regardless.
Sounds
of,
like quite a find. I mean, you'll find all sorts of ghosts and spirits across Blingdenstone these days.
Then we fought a haunted tunnel.
A haunted tunnel.
Yeah, it shook real loud. And then it tried to kill us, but
You mean the quake?
the haunting.
behind your mic, I'm just like,
You guys felt that here.
Here you
too.
go, little lady. Serves up a glass of wine for you.
not that much smaller than you, thank you very much.
I meant no harm by it.
Term of endearment.
You felt that here too, though. Then that quake.
Oh yeah, it didn't seem quite as bad as what you're describing, but you were out towards the mines as a few
Which
several
clearly
miles
not
away.
up to code if it caved in like that.
It didn't cave in. We just kind of got hit a little bit.
Doesn't cave completely. But was it a risk?
Listen,
Well-
we've been in the cave. You haven't, neither of you, but we've been in the cave.
We've been in a cave.
I've lived in. Never mind.
Look,
And the last time it happened, we had lava ghouls.
yeah, I was gonna say
So-
only good things have happened
That's
as a result
true.
of cave-ins.
That's true.
So what happened? We heard somebody maybe didn't make it away from a fight with an ooze.
Oh yeah, no, the darndest thing. It was another ooze attack today, just in the main hall, which at this point just makes 3 times this week. And poor Brecklin's squad lost 2 of his people.
Has it been getting more frequent?
I mean, it never happened prior to, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 ago. And I mean, there's coming back to a place like this. There's always going to be risks. There's parts of the city that are still wild and untamed, but yeah, the ooze attacks. It's awfully out of the ordinary. If anything, you normally expect critters or some of the were-rats over in the warrens, or I mean, even some of the earth elementals going crazy over in the rock blight. But no one's really sure where these oozes are coming from or why they keep coming.
Sounds like they're coming from the cave-in.
It does sound like that. Yes, I was.
So there's a heap of ooze food beyond the cave-in. We took a look the other day. I think we're going to go look at it sometime soon.
Tomorrow, probably.
Uses?
Among other things, yes. But
I don't know if you know exactly when it happened, but did those oozes The most recent ones today come before or after the tremors?
I mean, I wasn't there myself. I would suspect, though, just given when I heard about it, it was probably before the tremors.
Okay. Good to know. Sounds like we all had interesting days then.
Sounds like weird stuff is happening here.
You seen that cat guy anywhere?
Oh, Crow?
Yeah.
He hasn't been back in a couple days.
He's probably dead.
Probably.
Is he checked out?
He was always paying day to day, so I never knew
right.
when to expect him back and when to not to.
I don't know about you all, but I'm beat.
Yeah.
I think it's time to rest and
Yes,
worry
yes,
about
yes.
tomorrow's problems.
I agree.
Tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks for the
Uh,
company.
Oh, anytime.
Are we eating here still?
Mm.
Can we go to bed?
Half
Sure.
our
I think that's
total
the plan, right?
Yeah, you guys was just chill with Tappy for the evening until you all crash, basically.
Well, as we're eating,
Yeah.
I'm just like, wait, actually, before we do that, can I try to reset my necklace more than once per day, or is it like a once per day try thing?
You could try more than once. It takes a while. Each time is basically, I guess, the limiting factor.
I was basically gonna be like have a bowl of soup and just like work on it. Forget my soup. Oh right, it gets cold. Just kind of work on it through dinner.
Okay. Yeah, give me the tinkering check for that. And if you go for a quick errand, you could run over to Ignara and get your silver dagger.
Oh,
Which
cool.
should be completed now.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that then.
What about the
Right.
bolts?
I think
We were thinking he might have already picked those up, but either way, it's all done at this point.
Okay.
Is my
About
range
doing
of
that.
spell absorption done?
Because the bolts were just like silver tipped. The dagger had to be
Yeah.
like completely forged
Right.
on its own.
Makes sense.
So took a bit longer.
Frosted tip daggers.
Mm-hmm.
19 on my tinker check.
19. Yeah, no, that's successful. But it's baseline 15, so yeah.
I'm gonna get the card again to make sure I got it right.
Cardigan?
I think that makes it what
DC 6.
or fail on a 6 or less, right?
Otherwise, the failure threshold is 25 minus the result of my tinker check. So if I minus 19 to 6,
Right.
so I can't fail it unless I roll a natural 1. So plus 7.
No. It uses the same tinker. It's the. Read it again.
Rescind the amulet requires several hours and a DC 15 tinkering check. Rescind the amulet also resets the failure threshold. Failure chance is determined by comparing the check to reset the amulet against DC 25.
So that's not another roll thing. That's like on a roll of a d20, a 1 through a 6, it malfunctions.
Okay. So I need it. Okay. So 7 plus is what I need.
Yep. Okay. Anything else before you guys turn in tonight?
Heck.
So we'll do all the items sorting tomorrow.
Right. Once we've talked to Dendra and see if he's got anything worth
Mm-hmm.
exchanging. Or
Yeah. And I would have given you back the
his
his
disguise. Oh, it's that.
Sure.
like as we walked. Sorry, I was out in my head. You had it. Oh, that's right. You already got a
Two
staff.
He
sticks.
does, yeah.
Okay. So you all eventually, after eating, drinking, whiling away the evening, you all turn in for the night.
Mm-hmm.
You all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Send me my max HP goes back to normal. It's only a 3 difference, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
from the Wraith.
How many hit die do we get back?
Half rounded down.
Half total?
3.
3.
Alright. So we do gain the benefits of a long rest, which means there's no ooze cries for help during the evening.
No, not ones that are loud enough that we wake up.
Not ones that we're listening to, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, you guys have a relatively calm, good night's sleep.
Oof. Great.
Definitely. I'm definitely think I'm full after this.
Yeah. Yeah, that pretty much. that was the first time in a while that you went through most, if not all, your spells.
I'm down one spell, and I don't next HP, but
How are you down a spell?
I don't want back my sleep anymore because of my sleep deprivation.
You're still sleep deprived?
Yeah, basically. I don't sleep.
Nightmare, insomnia.
Dang man, shouldn't have gotten captured by those elephants.
I tried very hard not to.
I don't know.
I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those damn elephants.
I don't know. My memories of the elephants weren't that bad.
Alright. So you all awaken the following morning.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much better.
Oh, revivified even.
I am prepared to kill so many things today.
No, you have to talk to them now.
Why?
Okay, I have to talk to them now.
We don't need to.
I
We
will.
were given specific permission to kill all of them.
That's true. But let's try
But you
talking
know what's
to them
easier
first,
to do?
shall we?
Look, think of how many you can enslave if they're alive.
They're abominations.
So are all races that aren't Duergar?
No, they're just inferior.
Oh, okay.
These are abominations.
Oh, I see.
There's a specific hierarchy.
You're like-
So,
By that
so what
logic-
makes it an abomination? The
It-
fact that it's
It
half-
shouldn't exist.
because it's a were rat.
Yes. that
So
is correct.
so were animals shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
We should
I mean,
kill
I think,
them all.
I mean, we tried to kill him. It didn't work, but we did try. Like you
Do
guys
we know
also
you're a
tried.
werewolf?
He does. You know that you have lycanthropy,
Well,
right?
yeah, but I'm gonna have that not be the case eventually.
You didn't sound that sure of that yesterday.
I've been thinking about it since yesterday.
And I've decided that all those things are abominations and I'm done with it.
Look, I have.
I
it's
can
not
see
for
you've been
me.
thinking very hard.
Or hardly thinking.
Anyway,
The barkeep's name is Dendru?
No,
No.
Tappy, full
Tappy.
strap.
That's right. That's right. Whew.
perhaps we
Dendru
should-
is
What's-
Jim
what's
Jar's
abomination?
contact and the
What's
black
talking
market
about?
guy.
Where rats?
Where?
They are abominations?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well, academically speaking, perhaps.
That's awfully closed-minded.
I was going to say.
I mean, sure.
Yormic.
That's-
thinking.
I'm too tired to argue.
That's the
with
whole thing.
Have you
That's
met
a good
Durgar
point.
before?
Good point. Good point.
We keep him around because. Anyways, so what are we doing?
Because he throws fire. Like honestly,
That's a
I
good.
mean,
that's not true.
I mean, he said it, not me, Yormic.
It's-
Wolfpack for life.
Except not even.
Except maybe not.
maybe not.
But
Lone wolf, wolf
we'll
pack.
see.
Anyway,
No wolf.
are we
Wolfpack.
gonna go look at this guy's magic stuff or not?
Wow, you might want to do that on your own time.
No, I'll join you.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go find Dendru.
Oh, my necklace! Oh, wait. Never mind.
You slept with that?
I just collapsed. I didn't. I just slept with everything I had on.
Oh, that
Alright.
seems dangerous.
Probably, but
I can't believe we lived through the night.
That's your day last night.
All right, let's go see Dendru.
Okay. You guys make your way back over to the Trader's Grotto.
I put
and to-
my hilt on the back of my belt so it would be concealed by my cape.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys get back to Dendru in his stall, and he greets you. Welcome back. Greg told me you guys had been, well, got a little beat up, but
A lot of beat up.
you
Yeah,
you
it was
were
a little bit
successful
rough.
clearing it out then? And anything good?
Yeah, it's
Completely.
It's open now. We even we came back with some interesting items. I don't know how interested you are in artifacts. From what we can tell,
I mean, let's see it.
do you wanna show them the ceremonial
Yeah,
items that we found?
Absolutely. So I'll bring out the ceremonial wand. You still have. Did
I have the pimp cane.
The pimp cane.
That's pimp cane.
That's pimp cane. And then the gold censer.
Are you going to show him everything from those sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Oh, not bad, not bad. Okay. Yeah, he sort of looks everything over, like picks up the bracelets, inspects them, looks at the ivory wand. Yeah. Not bad. Was there more?
We found, we did find the gems, right?
Yeah, we did. Here, just take
So-
the gems out.
So yeah, we'll show him the gems, the
Zircon.
zircon.
Oh, okay. I don't know how much those are worth.
I don't either.
There were 11 of them, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not bad, not bad.
Did you the one that looted those zircon gems?
So what?
Do we know how many you had?
11.
Okay, because you only brought out 4. I think Avir would be like, oh, yeah, that's all.
So are you interested in any of it?
Certainly. I mean, I think a decent amount of this is, I mean, at the very least, just some fine jewels and jewelry, and at the end of the day, jewels and gold. So yeah, let me take a look here. Let's see. It's like, well, I don't want that. He doesn't want the pimp cane. Not interested.
Oh.
It's interesting.
I don't know if I'm happy or offended.
That wasn't yours anyway.
But
You didn't design
the gold censer and the gold bracelets, the wand, the onyx ring, and the silver necklace with the gems in it.
We can keep
And he's like, I'll give you what, 500 gold for this haul right here,
It's interesting.
not including the zircons,
Okay.
or just for the ease of not
Sure.
doing everything.
Censer,
I was like, that seems really low.
censer, onyx ring, necklace, and 2 bracelets, right?
And the ivory wand.
Oh, and the wand.
Vera, do you have
Okay.
do you have any idea of?
We'll say, do I feel like if that's a fair price or not?
Are you
That's
trying
your
to get a
answer.
sense of, is Dendru making you a fair offer,
So,
or
I'm trying to think
or do
about-
you know better about the value of the items?
Yeah, value the items.
He wants to value. I want to know if it seems like it's a fair offer.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
an insight check,
I know my
roll an
insights
intelligence
do,
check.
but
So
I
just,
still
just close my eyes and like think about like what I know about rare materials and how much time I can.
natural 20 on the insight check.
Ooh, pure intelligence.
Yep.
8.
8. You don't. I don't know. You're not an economics major. You
Just
don't
like,
like. You're like, this is some
Counterintuitive.
valuable
Yeah, that
stuff,
sounds
but
that sounds okay. I think. Yes.
you
Sure.
get the obvious sense that, like any good businessman, he's probably on the lower end with his offer here.
I can't help but feel like you're lowballing us a little bit, Dendru. Bring that up to.
Now,
It's-
Dendru, I appreciate you sort of like hooked us up with the information. Found like, I think it's fair that you get some benefit from informing us that it was down there. But could we maybe, instead of trading for raw gold, maybe trade it for items, and maybe this could be kind of a win-win for both of us.
Well, I mean, that was sort of what the offer I was making was me trying to compensate for my cut into this little venture that I clued you into. But I mean, hey, if you're interested in some magic items, we could look at this as a down payment towards something like that. I don't know how far this hall is going to get you in terms of magical items, but I mean, sure, we can take a look.
Do you have any anything new or particularly interesting? One thing that I do think might be useful for us is eyewear which could protect someone from a native of the Underdark from sunlight. It seems like most of you all don't particularly care for sunlight.
Well, I mean, kind of makes sense when you think about it. Not exactly bright down here.
Right.
Right, yes, not very bright.
Yeah, Yomek has definitely shown us that.
The sun is evil and will be destroyed.
Not very bright.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely have.
Yorma gets it's on his back. It's on his back belt. Just like sticks out, zoom, like through his cloak. Oh man,
Magic.
Sorry, I got excited.
us elves are just our enemies are built differently.
Right. Yeah, I definitely. I have something for that.
How much would that? In
What is
curiosity, how much would it be?
So you see, it's not on me right now. But I need to know what goods to arrange for before I can get them.
More of a supply chain than a warehouse.
Yeah, except once I know what I need, the supplying part goes pretty quick. It's just need to know what we're supplying first.
Sure.
What else do you have to offer?
So what kind of, well, I'd like to hear just a little more specifics around what the glass, what this does. Is it glasses? Can we still see?
It's actually more of a hood. So the item is called a shadow shawl. That basically
requires attunement.
does not require attunement, actually.
Now it sounds dope.
But it basically has a mini little field of actual darkness spell, but you can see out of it as though it were non-magical darkness.
So that means you just have a shadowed. Oh, that's so cool.
That's really
That
sweet.
is really cool.
It really fucking it makes you look real evil.
Yeah.
Hey man, we might as well continue with the motif of black dragon armor.
Right.
The trim.
Now when we
I actually love it.
Progressively make you look more
But
sketchy.
I love the idea of being called the Underlight when you have black dragon armor and he has this shadowed hood.
I am on
I
board
like
with
thinking
that.
that we introduce ourselves to people. We're just like, we're the good guys.
And I just
We
walk
promise.
on and I'm like, hello everybody.
It's hilarious.
I'm an abjuration wizard. I can't be evil.
I protect things
I'll banish
like
you.
our gold.
You're not in danger anymore.
I protect things like my friends. You'll die if you hurt them.
It's like my robot.
Right.
Your three laws conflict with each other and you just banish everyone.
But
We don't
I
get break the
mean,
rules if everyone's gone.
there's more though. I certainly have something for, well, I would say probably for you in particular, appearing to be the musically inclined one of this
As I
particular
have three
company.
instruments
Right.
dangling off.
I wonder what gave it away.
What he has is a lyre.
Insight check.
Haha!
I'll think for
It is called the Liar's Lyre.
We already have Yormek.
And it is an instrument that is magical, and when you use it, so you can either you have to spend a minute talking to someone, and then you get to. Sorry, I'll just pull it up. The easiest. You what?
I'm already into it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it does, and I'm just spend a minute talking to someone's soul.
It could definitely help us in the were rats.
This magical instrument's strings reverberate at the sound of a lie you tell, allowing you to weave tall tales and convince others of your lies more easily. You have advantage on any charisma deception check you make when you spend at least 1 minute attempting to convince a creature of a lie. So spinning real tall tales, really good here. In addition, when you cast the Vicious Mockery cantrip and are holding the lyre, the spell save DC is increased by 1.
Buying it.
you are proficient with this lyre while you are attuned to the instrument. So even if you can't specifically play the lyre, being attuned to it
Neat.
and having other musical abilities, yeah. This one does require attunement by a bard specifically.
That sounds interesting.
The flavor text that comes with it. Oh, wouldst thou listen to a tale I tell of goblins and dragons and ne'er-do-wells, these villains fierce and legends tall, by my own strength were soon to fall.
Hasn't been a minute yet.
Love it.
Shit, no? Okay.
And I will have item cards for these eventually, I swear. I have printer ink now, I just didn't find the time in the last week.
Nice.
Yeah. Then, actually, let me see what's in this first part. He has a rather large pouch on his belt that he opens up and reaches into, and he pulls out what looks like a really thick, like quarterstaff that almost looks like it has like, you know how when like there's like superheated ore, it sort of looks like it has like almost like a magma thing, like a.
Kind of like our stream starting screen.
Yeah, exactly like that. He's like, he pulls it out, and it seems kind of heavy for him, and he's also small, so it's
What is it?
twice as tough. It looks like a really like thick quarterstaff, and he actually pulls this one out, and it's too heavy for him when it gets tall, and the end falls towards you. And he's like, you seem like a bit of a blunt instrument, so I think this might be right up your alley.
I give him like the death stare of the century.
What? Jeez, Chip Joe, these guys got no sense of
I
humor.
suppose they're just kind of like leaning against their staff with their head, just goes.
So this is called a cratering quarterstaff. It is, obviously a magical quarterstaff. It requires a strength of 17 or higher to wield.
Hot tamales.
Despite glowing with crackling embers, it feels comfortably warm to your grasp. You get a +1 to attack and damage rolls with it. It has 6 charges and regains 1d6 charges every day at dawn. Once per turn, you can expend a charge when you make a melee attack. When you do, make the attack as normal before slamming the weapon into the ground at your feet immediately following the attack. The ground in a 10-foot cone in the direction of the attack shudders and briefly tears apart. Flames leap from the cracks in the ground, forcing any creature within the cone to make a DC 16 Dex save. On a failed save, the creature takes 1d8 bludgeoning and 1d8 fire damage. And if they were hit by the melee attack and fail that saving throw, they're also knocked prone if they're no more than one size larger than you.
It's Reinhardt. I like to use a lifeline.
That's pretty good.
Call Lance for our tactician to crunch the numbers.
Excuse me, Lance, if you're watching, could you run the numbers on that one?
So wait, what
What's
was the?
It does lots of stuff.
So at base level, it's a +1 quarterstaff.
And
It
what does a
requires a
quarterstaff
strength
do?
of 17 to use.
What damage does a quarterstaff deal? Normal quarterstaff.
1d8. When
Is
you're
it
using
one-handed?
it two-handed.
Oh, two-handed.
One-handed is 1d6.
Okay.
Hey, wait,
It's bludgeoning damage.
It's not a great weapon, I presume.
It is not.
yeah, I'm familiar with quarterstaffs. I just need 8 more strength.
But then, what? Sorry. How does? So I heard the special ability is how often can that be used?
You have 6 charges. It takes 1 charge per use, and it regains 1d6 per dawn.
Jeez.
So 6 times.
It's sort of like when Vi punches shit and a cone of explosion
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
One thing that could be handy with that is if you had it for a larger scale battle,
Yeah, true.
where
Alright, well-
fireballs wouldn't be enough.
True.
Well, all right. Here, if you're not sure, give me that back for now. He takes the quarterstaff and slowly puts it back
Deadlifts
into
it.
the
I'm
into the
assuming
large
that one
satchel on his
requires
waist.
attunement, too.
It does not actually. So that's the biggest difference where they work to balance martial versus caster classes.
Yeah.
Like big crazy staves are way more likely to require attunement than like magic weapons.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of how you guys get to, how martial classes get to keep pace with the insane stuff that high level casters can do.
I could theoretically have that slung over my back and switch to it in a combat.
You could.
Okay.
But all right. If you
Just have 4
maybe that
weapons
was
available.
a little too
One of them
blunt.
that doesn't do anything. One of
We
them
can-
that lights up.
We can try something with a little more finesse. And he pulls out a sword that you see the hilt. It's a little short. It's clearly a one-handed weapon. But the blade that he pulls out looks almost like it's made of mirrored glass.
Every blade is a two-handed blade if you're brave enough.
I mean, that's a reasonable point.
Every blade is a one-handed blade if you're strong enough.
That's true too.
Nice.
So this is a scimitar.
Fancy.
It is called the Mirror Light Edge. As an
Named
action,
blades.
you can command the scimitar to emit up to 2 ghostly projections of itself. The sword can have up to 2 at any time, which last until dismissed, no action required. When you make a melee attack with this weapon, the projections become razor sharp. Targets hit by the sword take an extra 1d4 slashing damage for each projection the sword has. When swung, the distorted light and projections make the sword difficult to see. When you miss with a melee attack using the sword while it has at least 1 projection, you can choose to reroll the attack by expending one of the projections. You must use the new attack roll. After the attack, 1 projection fades. And it emits dim light in a very small radius while it has those illusions out. Alright. I guess not seeing any takers for that one. Let's see. This one's probably more up your alley, looking to Eldith and Yormik. He pulls out this it's like a finely crafted pickaxe almost. I know you can see the pictures.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But so this is a Direstone Dwarven pick, and it is a +2 war pick that when you hit an object or a creature made of stone with this weapon, the attack deals an extra 1d8 piercing damage. In addition, the pick has 3 charges and regains 1d3 expended charges each dawn. As an action, you can expend one of the charges to cast either Meld into Stone or Stone Shape.
Ooh, God, that's pretty good.
It's pretty sweet.
Requires attunement by a dwarf.
I am definitely not proficient with a war pick.
That might be, I don't know if that's martial or not. Although I guess sorcerer, they just literally list like 4 weapons
Yeah,
that
I
you can
have
use, right?
quarterstaff, daggers, and crossbow, and then I have a couple other ones, but not much. Battle axe, hand axe, light hammer, and warhammer. Does this fall under those, or is this a pick?
Look up your. Oh no, those are your dwarven proficiencies. Check. It might. I don't know. Double check in D&D Beyond.
Is it in there, or is
Warpick should be.
okay? Keep cycling through. I'll keep thinking about that one.
If that's not in D&D Beyond, then I feel like it would definitely fall under
Warhammer.
hammer or
It's
axe.
in there.
Deers.
War pick is.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not.
Durs. Look at all the durs.
There's some dar. There's
Oh,
some.
hello, dear.
There's some little dar.
Hey there, hi there, hello, dear.
This dude's got some little antlers on him too.
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely in there. Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
These gorgeous robes. Pulls out these brilliant looking, look like white that almost fades into gold robes. They're called spell woven robes.
Does he say that? Do you call them spell-woven robes?
Yeah, it's like the name.
My eye opens.
These robes are unique to the wearer and are spun from special magic-sensitive threads. While wearing these robes, you gain an additional way to calculate your AC. Your AC equals 10 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. You do not get to add your dex to that. It's just 10 plus that.
That's still insane.
What's your spell?
I mean,
4. So instead of adding 1 for my dex, I had 4 for my intelligence.
whenever
And you
you
get 5.
cast
And
a
you get
spell of first level or higher,
Wait, there's more.
3.
There's more.
whenever you cast a spell of first level or higher, you can also change the apparent style, color, and apparent material of the robe. Glowing arcane glyphs appear on the robe's fabric when you cast a spell before fading away a moment later.
Oh, so when you cast first level, you can change the appearance of robes,
Mhm.
basically. Well, that's good, because that thing is incredibly ostentatious. It'll be a walking beacon, anyone who wears that. But it is intriguing. I wouldn't mind it.
I don't see much use for it for myself.
I'm not sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
These here pulls
How-
out a pair of daggers. Wait, what?
How's armor normally covered? Oh, I'm wearing other armor.
Right.
That's why.
Nice. I assume I would still get, I would still get my mage armor bonus, right?
So your mage armor fundamentally changes the number that you add to it. That you don't. That's why monk unarmored defense and barbarian unarmored defense don't stack.
And like it wouldn't stack with my draconic resilience because like I
Right.
was gonna take mage armor.
Right. Draconic resilience is like you had mage armor already. It doesn't say
Oh,
plus
your
3 to
AC
whatever
is
your normal
15,
calculation is. It
right.
literally changes the base calculation.
so the base calculation would be what?
10 plus
10 plus
dex plus any other stuff is the normal one.
Right.
Right
So
now
10
you're at
plus
10 plus
int.
1. And it would change it to 10 plus int as your base AC.
Mage armor does not add to that.
So I would not get anything.
Right.
Right, because mage armor says your shit is now 13 plus dex, right?
Yeah.
So the only one who could benefit from this is Bryn.
Or 14 plus something.
Not even.
Well, I mean,
Because I'm wearing studded
he would
leather
benefit.
armor.
Like,
But you could
Vera
wear
would
this and
benefit
studded
still.
leather.
It's just.
Studded
It would basically
leather
save you from having to prep
adds-
mage armor, but that's also part of your staff, so it's
Right,
not even that
exactly.
huge of a
It's
cost.
I think studded leather says your armor class is
whatever.
12.
12
Plus
plus dex
dex.
modifier.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind.
So this wouldn't be good for you either.
Right.
It'd be great if I didn't have draconic resilience because then my AC would
Are
be
they
like
all mages?
11.
Well,
Alright,
same-
so
same
that
with
pair of daggers.
These here, well, I suspect Jim Jar will like. I don't know, maybe you two. These here are, well, maybe they're not famous, but I have been told they have names. Aurum and Argentum is a gold and silver pair of daggers that, so used on their own, they seem like ordinary, finely crafted daggers, but together, they become magically amplified. When you wield one in each hand, they're considered magical, and they're both considered +1 at that point. When you engage in two-weapon fighting using both daggers, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. So it's like giving you the two-weapon fighting feature,
Thing,
thing. Or no, fighting style. That's what it is. You can make the second attack with advantage if you hit with the first dagger as a part of the attack action. Additionally, if you hit someone with both daggers in the same round, they take an extra 1d4 from the second attack and cannot make an attack of opportunity against you for the rest of your turn.
What were the names of those robes? Sorry.
Spell-woven robes.
That would be great for Jim Jar.
If he's planning to come with us outside of Bloomington.
That's true.
And if you ever attack something with not a crossbow.
Well, but now he might not. He might
He has
attack
an
something with
incentive
that.
to
like,
not, yeah.
like before, there wasn't much reason to. Interesting.
Well, and I recall you saying you were looking, interested in some protective items, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, protection is always good.
It has a ring of protection. It's just a straight up just +1 to AC.
Would not say no to that.
And saving throws or just AC?
The rings are just AC.
Okay.
The cloak is different.
That's enticing.
It's
Does it
also
require
slightly less expensive, so
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Does it require attunement?
I believe so.
What
Ring of protection.
cloak of protection does. So I would guess.
Right, but it's a cloak of protection is better.
Yeah.
Well, in its effect at least.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's the ring do?
Just 1 to AC.
Oh,
No saving throws.
so maybe not that.
So I'm pretty sure. Oh no, never mind. It's both. It does require attunement, but it is the same as the cloak, just
Got
a
it.
different slot.
Oh, it does give the bonus?
Yes.
Okay, then.
I was mistaken.
Then yeah, that would be interesting. That would be nice.
Yep.
Well, I'm strongly interested in the lyre.
So we like the lyre, the ring.
Cape. Hood.
I mean, yes.
Oh, yeah, the
and
hood.
last but not least,
Oh.
at least of the things that I pooled in anticipation of your return. Here I have another ring, and Vera, if you were to inspect it, you would see that it is a ring of mind shielding.
I like how you're just looking at me. Sorry.
Yeah. I can see why that would be.
I have a +8 to charisma saves, guys.
Do I, wait, are you saying I recognize it as soon as I see it, or are you just saying that, like.
So they're not super uncommon.
Okay.
In fact, they are only uncommon
Oh,
in
ooh,
terms of
wow.
magic item classification.
And
So it's something that, being a learned person, you would have known exists in the world, but obviously they're not just thrown around freely. But you would recognize you would know its effects when Dendru sort of shows it off to you guys. Like
What-
it's
what it do
which
and
I
does
totally
it
know.
require
It's
attunement?
Right. While wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible until you use another action to make it visible, or until you die, or take the ring off.
Definitely requires attunement.
Does it?
That's a lot of effects to not.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not
Well, is there
rare.
is there any? Does it actually give you benefits against like being charmed?
No.
Does it require attunement?
Yes.
It does.
If it actually protected you against being charmed,
My protecting is against a charm that relies on mental communication.
Would it protect you from dominate person?
Probably
No.
not, unless it was mental.
No, probably not.
This is also sort of tempting.
So we definitely.
It's something that wouldn't, if it depending on the price, would not necessarily be a bad thing to have in our pocket should we need it.
should we?
So the ring, the lyre, the hood, and then edge cases would be the
Other ring.
other ring,
Shield.
the other ring, and farthest edge case would be the quarterstaff or daggers. Either way, all the other weapons. all the
Jimdra,
weapons.
are you sticking with us?
I mean,
Or are you here at
like
home
heading
now?
topside? I hadn't really planned on heading topside.
Are you going to stay in Blingdenstone?
For a little while at least, yeah. I don't really know where else I'd go right now.
And I think the daggers are up to. I think the daggers are up to you then. But I don't know that we'll be pooling our money as a group to leave you here with daggers.
Right. I don't think he's.
He's got a little bit of
He's got a
little bit of
nice
cash on
little
him.
sum,
So he has-
especially after the last.
Probably not enough to buy those by himself, but not super far off either.
Maybe he can put him on like
Layaway.
layaway.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
How much is it for the 3 that we want the most? protection, the ring of protection, hood of shadows,
And liar.
and the liar's liar.
Well, the I have a price document thing hiding somewhere.
Yeah, just, I think all of the like weapons are on the afterthought in terms of all of the.
Well, because
We just picked
we
up.
just got a new weapon, but none of us are melee either.
No,
Like-
I'm saying all the weapons should be an afterthought because everything else seems like it's a little bit more
Ubiquitous, yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
Because we already have options. Like the weapons are like nice to haves as like other options.
Like ring of protection is really, really good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
necessity. The
The
liar
hood,
is just another
the hood.
thing.
I'm hoping is not too expensive and would be so nice with the orb and the sword.
Yeah.
Well, for this initial haul over here, referencing basically the stuff minus the scorpion handle staff from the 4 sarcophagus room, that will get you the lyre.
Deal.
So the 500
Wait.
gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, why not this? Why not this staff? We kind of found them all together.
Be ashamed to separate them. I mean,
I think this staff is sweet. I'm just curious.
It's not often you find artifacts from vanished civilizations that crashed into the
I just
dungeon.
don't think I could sell it all easily. Not as easy as the other stuff.
All right. What about the zircon?
These zircons, what you got? Here. I'll give you 25 gold apiece, and we'll even round it up. I'll give you 300 gold for the lot.
25 gold for zircons. That seems low.
That's low.
You want to roll a history check, Bryn?
Sure. 7. I don't
You're
know.
proficient at it. You never roll well with it, right?
I don't know
That's what you
things.
said?
Yeah.
What do you drink?
It is intelligence, which is not my.
That's fair. You roll another just straight intelligence check, too.
19.
19. They're almost certainly worth more than 25 a pop.
By a lot.
By a bit.
How much does that hood go for?
The hood will take you to.
The liar was
500.
500.
Like, but it's just a straight trade of all the gold.
Sure.
All the items.
Right.
The hood is 400.
Okay. And how much is the ring?
The ring is certainly a bit more. The ring is going to run you around 2,000.
Ooh. All right.
So we
more
have.
than, that's more than the capes were.
That's twice as much as the cape was.
What the hell? Why?
Well, I'm guessing we got the cape a little cheap. I'm guessing we're not getting the ring a little cheap.
You have the thing.
Yeah.
We do have this, yes.
I think it's.
I'll take off the fireballs. Be very careful not to inadvertently throw it. And, oops!
And,
Be willing-
and
Or we
menacingly hold it over the table.
Or we just kill him and take every
I was
magic
gonna
item.
say.
You know, I could give this to you,
Catch!
but we should do a trade here. Oh, sorry. It almost slipped.
Dude, just throw it up for the ring.
Oh, I can't.
What
do
is it? What is the necklace?
I'll hand over to
That's
Benji.
a fireball.
This is a fireball gemstone necklace.
Been a while since I came across one of these.
We got that person personal with one very recently. It's very painful.
Well, you're lucky to be alive.
Well,
We are.
We are, in fact.
What you say? Clean swap for the ring?
What do we have? What
Perhaps that and the hood
What
will bring us to parity.
the ring?
Well, you're missing some of the gemstones here, buddy.
Gemstones.
There's the necklace is missing some of the.
Still
Fire-
quite
yeah.
a few.
What if we do the necklace and the items for the hood, the lyre, and the ring?
So this stuff, the zircons, the necklace for the lyre, the hood, and the ring.
Not the zircons. I think the zircons are worth well more than
Half the zircons.
the zircons are about on par with this hood.
I suspect half the zircons are well on par with the hood.
All right, then we'll subtract those from the equation. Ring and lyre for the sarcophagus treasures, plus the necklace.
I think the hood. I think throw the hood in and half the zircons.
And we'll throw in the scorpion cane for free. You can't not turn a profit on that.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, assuming that the cane is being thrown in for free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure. What are we gonna do with it?
23.
23? Deal? Okay.
We got rid of a freaking game we didn't want.
We'll even give him 6 of the zircon. Half rounded up.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so
How generous.
everything,
Sure.
everything in all the sarcophagi.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagi.
It's gone.
The
Necklace of
sarcophagus
fireballs is
gentleman.
gone.
Yep.
We kept all the gold though.
Yeah.
What did he say zircon was worth?
He said
25.
That's
but he was
probably like
giving-
half as much of
That
what
that's
they are.
that's what I'm.
So if we gave him 6, we gave him.
I
Necklace
see.
of
I think we
Fireballs, like
actually
300
came out to a
gold worth.
reasonable deal. I don't know how much Necklace of Fireball is worth.
I think it's worth it. We might come out short, but I think that utility-wise, we came out way ahead.
Oh yeah, I think item-wise we came out way ahead, but I think
Also, just the fact
it's
that
It's like a not a shop.
well, right, and also like a necklace of fireballs is like a finite number of things.
Right.
A ring of protection
It's not.
keeps on
Well,
giving.
diamond lasts forever.
Right.
Well, a ring of protection is only good as long as you're alive.
Also
So-
that. I
so
mean,
it's-
same with the
Well,
necklace
that's
of
not true.
fireballs,
Who's-
sort of.
No,
maybe?
the dead guy uses
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Touche. I
He's
take it
just
back.
fine.
I take it back.
Who's taking the ring?
Who's taking the lyre?
Whatever.
Anyone?
He's
No.
got- He's got the lyre. Whoever's taking the ring.
But I did study as a bard, but no.
I would want to switch.
You're
my
a
cloak
liar.
With whoever's taking the ring, because it's the same stat wise, but the cloak doesn't match my armor.
Really?
Correct.
Really?
Correct.
What color is this cloak?
It doesn't match. We determined that when I bought it.
Oh yeah, because
That's why
he
we
was gonna
tried to
walk
find-
behind him and prestidigitate it.
Yeah, we were gonna.
Quick, make this look good.
What color is it though?
It's like a
Earth tones.
yeah, like a dusty brown. Like it doesn't
Like
look.
a dark gray,
fancy.
brown. Yeah.
I don't really want these either.
Can you wear
Clash is
both
midnight blue.
hoods?
I'll take the cloak.
I wouldn't.
So then Vera would not get the ring.
I mean, I'll take the cloak. It means not getting the ring.
Can you? How short is this cloak?
It's magical, so it resizes. Well, regardless. Okay.
I guess we can figure out who looks better in the cloak later.
Well, it's more of a question of which one of you is gonna take the other
I think
style
it's-
beside
Sure.
the other protection item.
So that's it then. No more spoils of the journey to speak of.
Nothing that would be
Not to speak
interesting.
of.
No.
Well played.
Promise it's nothing interesting.
Give me 20 minutes with this liar, and I'll be sure to convince you of it.
You should like take the line and be like, well, let me tell you about him. Just give me a minute. He's like, I see what you're doing.
But give me a
hour
minute and you won't.
1 minute later.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a long tail. Like we took one step, then we took another step.
It's like a monkey.
Another step. We took another step. We got it.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll leave. Thank you, Dendro.
You don't have any spells, do you? Any errant spell
Already
books you
told me
might
that
have?
we're
Well, you
leaving.
interrupted
What?
me. I'm sorry. You can leave. I will talk to him.
We closed the camera.
Spells.
Here's the meeting for everyone.
Nothing in
Was that
the
everyone
inventory this exact second, but I can reach out to my people and see what I can have for you come tomorrow.
Sure. If I'm especially interested in protective magics, abjuration, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Do you know Blur?
Blur,
Sort
baby,
of.
blur.
Yeah, ish now.
Ish now.
No, not the formal spell
Not
blur.
the formal spell though.
Out of curiosity, how much for the quarterstaff?
You have a scroll of blur.
The
God damn it.
He does. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you do.
Oh. Well, this would have been useful several times.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you had that.
There you go.
That's real good.
I think it is. Oh, actually, I think it's a illusion spell.
It's gonna
But
cost
still.
Yeah.
I might.
I think you'll make
the
better use of it
quarterstaff.
than we
You're
I might-
looking
I might-
at around
I might use it.
2,000.
Right, I don't have that on me right now. That's
What about the daggers?
The daggers. The daggers, you'd be looking at 1,200 for the pair.
Might as well round it out. Scimitar.
The scimitar. The scimitar, you're looking at around 1,500.
Alright. Deck of Wonders.
There's a wand of wonder and a
Deck
deck,
of
of many
wishes?
things. Get
That's
it right.
right. Dang it.
Do you have a staff of phasers?
I only have.
Oh man.
I only have like close to it.
Staff of anti-phasers.
If you've happened
Less.
to, it's probably a long shot, but if you happen to stumble across any shields potentially, let me know.
Shields. Oh, I mean, I told you the
Hearing
last time we
voices.
talked. I have a +1 shield.
Hearing voices again.
Is it magical shield?
Oh.
Yeah.
So not only would it give 2 AC, it gives another +1
Correct.
AC. Hot damn.
That's 3 AC.
That's a lot of
Oh,
ACs.
wow.
That one requires attunement, right?
Probably not. I don't think so.
For real?
Again, I
My
think that
plus-
is. I think that is how they.
My +1 dragon armor requires attunement.
That's because your dragon armor is special.
Right. It does more than just.
Correct.
you AC.
Correct.
Wait, it does?
Yeah.
Yes. I can't be afraid of dragons, and I have resistance to acid.
That's
He
pretty
knows
good.
how to train them.
Oh, it's because I'm in magic items, not equipment.
That spell we can call.
Or I'm crazy. Why can't I find this?
What spell?
Should be.
The that mage weave or the spell weave
Oh.
thing.
Yeah. Too bad Wickham doesn't exist.
It would only
anymore.
save you from having to cast mage armor, right?
He's an mage armor.
She's
No.
a +1
Yeah,
shield,
Vera.
right?
Oh, Vera, yeah, basically. Which is my staff anyway, so.
Oh, right.
If I didn't have to attune to the +1 shield.
Do not have to attune to shield.
Game changer. How much is that?
The shield would be 500.
Oh, that's not bad.
Also,
Do it.
Eldith and Jimjar have like 800 gold between the two of them. Currently.
Yeah. I don't.
How much was
I don't.
that
I
pick?
want to take it from Jinjar.
Yeah.
Does Ildith want that pick?
You like Jinjar?
Is it? I don't know if it's a
The
two-handed
shield
weapon. Now that I say that.
I would think so.
I have enough to
If
buy
you-
from my money,
Yeah.
not from everybody else.
I mean, it would keep you alive a little more.
I mean, you're
What?
sitting on a fast stack of gold, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at like other options, like auxiliary, like the quarterstaff or the shield. But the
I think
shield
the
plus
shield
the
is-
one-handed longsword, suddenly that becomes
Very viable.
really dope.
What's your AC become then?
Jordan.
If I still have the cloak of
Yes.
protection?
It's
22.
because it seems like kind of an oversight that like a pick definitely seems like, dwarven mining
Sure.
thing, and it's supposed to be attuned to by dwarves. I'm guessing there's just an oversight somewhere in it.
Okay.
Logically speaking, I assumed that it would be included in your dwarven weapons training.
I kind of figured, but that's yeah.
That sure feels like it should be there.
Right, it's literally, it requires attunement by a dwarf.
The pick, right? If there was a race that was, if the pick was meant for, it would
It's
be dwarf.
gnome or dwarf. It's
Right.
one of the two.
Right.
And it literally is a dwarven something pick.
Right.
Dude, you just broke the class.
DM
I
god.
know.
I did. It's done.
It's the whole
DM
game.
god.
That said, it's not a finesse weapon.
Sure, it's a strength-based one.
Right.
It's a +1 war pick.
It's a +2, I think.
Ooh, that's
That makes
several. That would give me a +6 hit. The stone shape is more.
+2.
Yeah, the
and it deals an
utilities.
extra 1d8 piercing damage when you hit creatures or objects made of stone.
Okay.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
Definitely
we're
doesn't
gonna fight
require
rock
two.
elementals.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on board with that.
Okay.
How much is that?
That one
It can be cheap.
No, it's not. I have
it is
100
not
gold.
gonna be cheap.
By the way, I'm gonna spend 500 on that shield.
Oh well, we
Okay.
have
So I'll mark that off right now.
The pick.
1,600 in the pool,
We would spend it, yeah. Plus.
and we have
I would,
five.
I would chip in.
The war pick is 3,000.
Oh.
Never mind.
I mean, it's a +2
So-
weapon that also comes with
Bonus
3 times
features.
per day 4th level spells.
Yeah, no,
So-
it's real good.
So like,
Oh, man.
so let's not discount it super quick, right? Because
If we can
the
get it discounted, that'd be great.
Yeah, awesome.
How about half that?
there, but like seriously, that's like we have a lot of gold between us. We have 1,600.
But the vendor would be completely surrounded by stone we have to work with.
That's basically my life. For the record, in case it wasn't
Look,
clear.
if you've got
So it
anything
took me,
else to
like-
sell, we can
Took
we
me
can
like a
figure
couple
something
seconds
out.
to realize what you said, and then by the time I did, it was just like
You've got a few more zircons. You've got some gold. If you've got anything else, you're
I don't think it's. I feel like it's not better than the Staff of Thunder and Lightning. The Staff of Thunder and Lightning is a +2 quarterstaff,
For your spells.
not for your spells.
No.
That is-
yeah.
So it's
And
Plus
it-
2
500,
weapon, and it can also cast a.
sorry. What was that?
plus
500
on
for
melee
the shield,
attack,
right? Just
it
confirming.
does stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
just straight up 500.
Alright, I'm down to
So we got 1,600 gold.
20.
It's pure
I think if we can pool our money and buy it, it's worth it.
I have 100 gold. I would put all 100
I would
gold that
I would
have into
contribute
this.
I would contribute to your buy
So we-
because
we
you
would
helped
need-
me get the cloak of
We
protection.
would need
Sure.
1,400 more.
Right. Do we have another 1,400
Don't
gold?
we have 1,600 from...
Right, that's
Yeah.
so plus
So
the 100 from mine, so another 1,300 on top of that.
Let me-
And then we have
All
5
right,
zircon.
and the last thing I'll
Oh.
show you before I'll
I'll
stop toying with your emotions after this. But I do currently have in my possession a wand.
Ooh, okay.
now this
You, you tell us this now.
This one I actually have a card for. That was
You are a
printed out a while
monster.
ago.
what it do?
Though that is even more expensive than
The pick.
So
Then the
so it looks and feels like an icicle. This wand has 7 charges, which are used to fuel the spells within it. You can cast one of the following spells: Ray of Frost, no charges, or 1 charge to cast at 5th level. Sleet Storm, 3 charges. Ice Storm, 4 charges.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I don't know what those spells do.
Really good stuff. Like lots
Sleet
of
Storm is like a icy, bludgeoning,
It can also
slightly
just-
weaker fireball.
It can also just cast Ray of Frost for free.
5th level Ray of Frost. So you can cast Ray of Frost at 5th level 6 times for no risk. 7 with a 5% chance it blows up, which is 5d8.
Yeah, plus 1d8 per roll.
But does it say it can cast Ray of Frost with no charge?
Right.
Ray of
Or
Frost.
1 charge at 5th level.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So it's you automatically get 1st level Ray of
Wait.
Frost.
When it says at 5th level, you mean as a 5th level caster? Because cantrips don't scale. You can't upcast cantrips. You can't make a cantrip cast it though. You can cast it as a fifth level caster.
I believe that is the intent.
So that's 2d8.
That's 2d8.
Oh, that's a lot less. Okay, never mind. Hang on. Sleet Storm, and you don't get to add your own range spell attack modifier. It has its own.
So Sleet Storm doesn't do damage.
Currency.
The ground
Whoops.
the ground is covered in slick ice, making it difficult terrain. When it enters the spell's area or starts its turn there, they make a dex save. On a failed save, falls prone. And then if they're concentrating on a spell, they might lose concentration.
I've got
Then it lasts for a minute. And what's the other one? Ice Storm?
Yeah, Ice Storm.
Ice Storm's not bad.
Okay, so this one...
It's like Storm Sphere, but ice.
Oh, but it's instantaneous. Okay, 2d8 plus 4d6.
That's pretty sweet.
And then the storm's area of effect makes it difficult terrain. I don't know that... That, to me, doesn't seem worth...
Yeah.
More than
More.
3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very rare, though.
I mean, so is... To us, so is the pick.
Sure. So how much? Okay, we have 1,700 before the Zircon. Let's say we can get 300 out of the last Zircon and bring that to 2,000. So we need to come up with another 1,000 gold.
I have an extra 300.
So 700 more gold. So Jinjar and Eldith have to give us 700 gold if that works out to get the
Or
pick.
we could...
Could sell Dawnbringer.
We could. Yes,
Probably fetch a
sell
pretty
that.
good price.
Yeah, it's not like we.
What about that Drow sword?
I'll return the shield
drow
if we're
sword?
gonna sell freaking. We don't have it. Oh.
I wanna
He
keep-
probably won't sell it. We probably won't give us much for it because we don't have the keyword though.
Do you speak any Drow?
And it can only
Elvish.
be wielded by elves. So.
I'm aware.
That's an interesting... Okay. So, Nero, can I see this? Can I see the sword?
Which one?
The one, the
From the
really
thing.
powerful one.
Give him the short sword.
All right, so I'll
The Drow short sword?
yeah, I'll hold out the Drow short sword and sort of explain to Dendru the deal. I won't even try to lie to him. I'll be very honest with the fact that it's an obscenely powerful weapon that we don't know how to use.
Interesting. Huh.
It'd be nice if Nero could use it, but you'd have some new weapons and your old weapon and maybe a shield.
Well, more importantly, we just don't know the keyword.
Right. And maybe we'd figure it out, but I don't know. I'm not trying to volunteer your weapons for sale here.
I'm not even claiming complete ownership over this. It's just in my bag because I have the biggest bag.
I see this is a pretty spectacular weapon here, but without the command word to sort of turn it on, it's not much use to anyone who might be interested in buying it.
I mean, that's a feature. Now it's a puzzle sword. You have to work at it a little bit. Makes it all more rewarding.
She's not wrong.
I'd give you 600 for it.
Oof. I quickly hand it back to Nero.
Back in the bag
Wow.
as fast as possible.
So we have the sending stones.
Listen, we also have some things that we need to do here. We might have more money
Yeah.
after.
We need.
Can you hold on to
We're
that?
gonna go fight rocks.
I was good, but we're not fighting rocks today.
That's
are we?
true. No, we're not. We can come back to the rocks.
No, we're gonna go deal with the were rats.
Cool staff. Where'd you get it?
Thank you. I got it in Krakelstug. I paid for it for some reason.
It was 6,000 gold, right?
Yeah, it's very.
That's why you don't have money now.
Right.
Oh, man.
Great
Are
investment.
you holding two stats, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're all one in the new one.
Now the wand and the pick.
Yeah. I mean this. So this staff, it's been from what we can tell, it's extremely powerful. Perhaps millennia old, remnant of a lost civilization, all that.
There's actually the spirit of a pharaoh trapped within it.
What the fuck's a pharaoh?
It possesses you when you're in
Well,
need.
let me tell you. Yo, moo.
Perhaps perhaps for both the wand and the pick, we could part with the staff.
Even
Which staff are you
even
offering?
then.
I don't know.
Which staff are you offering?
The OP one
The
we
OP
just
one?
got.
Thunder and lightning. I think it's close to that valuable. It's so good.
For what,
It's
the
really
pick
good.
and the wand?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is you think
I
that's
don't know if
this
it's
is
worth
you
it.
guys because that would never be something
don't-
I would use.
Even then, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
kind of say
either.
the staff is better than the pick. And the short, the wand is nice, but
Let's go.
for you, if you can just blow them up, Vice blows them down.
We will. Let's go kill every were rat.
We're gonna go
5
commit
mile
genocide and then
radius.
we'll come back.
Yeah. I mean, a little potentially. We're diplomatic. If we're gonna be diplomatic.
Just kidding.
first.
I'm lying as I strum the liar's lyre.
Our oozes.
It's very convincing, I know. I'm attuned to it.
So we have the shield. We have the hood. We have. You got the ring or cloak. You two have that, and you have the lyre. Perhaps we will return with spoils of another civilization that we abandoned.
If it smells like rat, don't ask why.
Right. Don't sell any of this until we gets back.
That's not how it works, but that's
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't make any promises, but at the same time,
Well,
there's
come-
only
come now, we
so
have
much demand for this kind of
We
stuff.
have to be
in
some
town.
of your better customers at this point.
You're up there.
We will
genuinely
return
insulted.
after rats.
All right, let's go.
You mean oozes?
Let's go fight. Let's go talk to rat. Wait,
Rats.
we're fighting oozes.
No, we're
today?
fighting rats today.
Wait, anything we find
Well,
is
we're killing.
purely from the oozes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Give me an hour and we'll go talk to the rats.
Okay.
We might find.
That'll work because I can figure out unattuning from an item and attuning to.
Oh.
I guess it'll be unattuning from the boot.
We
You
did
guys
wanna
take an
ask-
hour or so, figure out your new toys. and then we'll
do
go
we
from
want to
there.
play some kind of like game of guess the command word once a day?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can.
Yes. I would love to.
Okay.
And then the next question is, 1, do you have a command word?
I do.
And 2, if we guess it in English, can we assume that our characters guess it in Elvish? So we don't have to actually guess Elvish words. Or is it an Elvish word?
You don't necessarily know if it's an Elvish word or not.
Oh, right.
However, if the two of you who speak Elven in-game guess the English translation of the word, and the command word happens to be in Elven,
It's obviously Bill Rock.
Yeah. it's what?
Bell rock.
You know
Oh,
that.
shit. The sword explodes and kills
Speak
everyone.
friend in Enter.
Yes, because I'm guessing this sword,
This
Yeah.
drow sword's keyword is friend.
the drow sword that does poison and necrotic damage.
That's
friend.
definitely it.
All right.
maybe-
my
maybe like
guess.
frenemy.
My guess for today is bite.
Bite.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to keep track?
I'll
of
just,
this or not?
well, I was gonna say I'll write them down.
Will you
keep
Yeah,
track
Yes,
of
if
your
it
guesses.
but this way we don't have to ask you to list out the
I'm
words.
gonna.
Oh, that's
I'll put
fair.
it at the front of my.
I can also keep a note.
It'd be funny if, like, you know how, like, well, I don't know if any of you have this problem, but, like, when I was in high school and school growing up, like, anytime some of the teachers hand out papers, they'd be like, Stephanie. I'd be like, Steph, and then they take any, and like, oh. So, like, maybe if it's, like, bite, and it's, like, actually something that sounds very similar, the sword's like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah, but it'd have to be similar in Elvish, and so
Right, I know, I'm just,
Bite.
yeah, it'd be funny.
That's not it.
You trick the sword first.
I tried.
It's a good one. I thought you might go with pancakes for the day, but
based off of our.
It was our
earlier
joke earlier.
conversation.
It's like, what if
definitely
it's like
pancakes.
pancakes?
we're like Kevin either made it something that made sense or it's like
Ridiculous,
pancakes
yeah.
and
We're gonna start going through the bleach references.
Okay. So, you guys retire from your bout of shopping with Dendru.
you bet.
Back to the foaming mug, get some lunch, get some attunement time, and
best
we'll take
time.
a quick break and then head
To
to
where
the
we're
Were
at.
Rat Florins.
Head where?
About
Rats.
Perfect.
To the rats.
Perfect because
Be right back.
because off screen.
Ah, woo indeed.
Ooga chaga boga.
Here come the werewolves.
Are we
for,
in?
For
We
the were
live
rats.
again?
Oh, we're super live.
Yes.
Oh, well, let me
Super
find
live.
out. The answer is
Definitely
definitely
not.
not. Oh man, stream issues already.
We
Tragic.
all roll up. We got dark hooded face man. We got wolf man, black armor, wolf man. We're good guys. Definitely good guys.
Definitely good guys. Also, my sword is really bright. It's a lightsaber.
I mean, and then there's me and Bryn. You're just like look pretty normal. You're really happy.
I'm great. I convince people. No, we're definitely good guys.
What do you mean, dude?
And then we're just like,
I have
we're getting
super
real
high
mixed messages
charisma.
here.
We're so likable.
We're so likable. We just look scary from a distance.
It's gonna be easier for me to convince them of the truth if I.
score.
All right. What are we doing?
We're gonna go talk to some were rats.
Yep.
Going in.
Can I tune to the ring while taking a quick nap?
We did
Quick
all the
nap.
attunement stuff.
Huh?
Why do you need to take a quick
Well,
nap?
so
Because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I want some HP back. I want to take a short rest.
you guys sort of took a couple hours in the middle of the day
Alright, that's
to
fine.
Okay.
attune and exchange and plan your afternoon.
What's up?
but as far as the exchanging goes, Yormik, I know that you're very excited about this staff. Having two staffs.
I feel so tall.
You're already the perfect height.
Yomek, if
Yes.
you
That's
give
the
him one of the staffs, I'll give you this cloak.
And
Okay, that's a good offer.
and okay, so you've been. I forgot to ask you this. How sketchy were you when you were like shoveling money?
Not intentionally.
Okay.
Like literally just trying to make sure before another ghost
Okay.
came out. Yeah.
So, look, Yormek, it seems like we're, I want to give you a gesture of good faith, and I don't want to just take away the cool stuff you find, but I know how much you enjoy finding things. So I'm gonna pull out the stone speaker crystal.
It feels like I was born for this
I think
specific
you
item.
might be born for this specific item.
I
He's right. It seems like
will give you the staff.
The awkward attempt to exchange things while you both hold something in both hands.
I'll
Thank
just,
you
and I'll
very
just
much.
walk up behind Yormik and just put the cloak on and be like, "There you go, bud."
And from me,
It's a good
I don't
day.
have
I
anything.
feel like part of the group.
A piece of advice.
Does your head of disguise require attunement too?
No. Yes, but it's in my bag.
Oh, you're not wearing it.
Mm-mm.
How about the gauntlet?
It does not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We talked about that last time. That's like it
Right.
really should, but it doesn't.
But is it one?
Yeah, it's just once per day.
Yeah.
So it works.
If you want to wear two of those gloves, then.
Right. Okay, I am gonna talk to some rocks for an hour.
Some vile
You
hands,
can't-
basically.
You can't talk to rocks.
Don't let
It's,
him tell
it's
you.
one of the two things that you can't talk to.
And Jim just says, "Hey, don't let him tell you what you can do."
I'll figure something out.
What does he know?
But if anyone could talk to rocks, it's Yormik.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. You're the only one.
Super
that can-
charismatic,
Wait, I
reasonably
I can talk
knowledgeable
with
of rocks.
plants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's
Oh
like none
my
down
gosh.
here. So.
Yeah,
This is great.
it's true. Remember at one point I just chatted with some moss and it was really not useful and it never happened again.
So, I mean, just because you can communicate with it doesn't mean it's capable of like higher thought function.
Oh, it knows. It knows what it knows.
Now, I'd like to start conducting a series of experiments on different plants to figure out what the plant intelligence score is.
And that'll be it for today. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Yormik,
Yes, Nero.
let's try out that new hood.
Think I can do that?
Hey, in my head I'll be like, "Hey, Dawnbringer,
Sup, girl?
Yes, Nero Mars.
would you like to fully come out for a bit?"
Where are we?
We're in our wherever we're attuning.
We're in our
I don't
room.
really care. I'll
Nero
blend
and
Back
I
in
are
the foaming
sharing a
mug.
room.
Back at the bar.
Just curious.
Standing in front of Dendrew, talking about this
Well, I was thinking just like
sentient longsword
all
that
people
you
that
guys
are around
clearly
being
did not
like,
have
who
before.
don't have hoods, like
Yeah, they could suck it.
All right. I am always ready to combat the forces of darkness.
We're going to.
She's a little serious, all right?
Yeah, no, I respect it. We're going to probably need. I'm going to need your help later, most likely.
We get to kill
But for
people.
now,
You want to slay
my
me?
friend here has
Let's go. They look
trouble with how bright you
It's real.
burn. But we've managed to find a way to make it so that he can still see while you're in your full glory.
Interesting.
Sorry. I got excited.
Yes, it's just a little thud. Dawnbringer is hyped.
Whoa! Oh, that was a Dawnbringer.
Dawnbringer is now a glaive. It is hugely long. Very well. It ignites in your hand. Stabs. Oh god.
Oh,
Stab
Norman!
yourself in the
It goes
shoulder.
through his side.
The hood was not protected.
Guys, I think we underestimated what this hood could do.
So, this is the first time I'm seeing like light, I guess, without it being blinding.
But you're also wearing effectively sunglasses.
Right.
Right.
So it's you would see normal light like dim light, I guess now. Like if you were out in broad daylight, it really is like sunglasses for the most part.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see, and while you have that on, you're
serious,
not
yes. I
subject
didn't
to
know
the
that.
sunlight sensitivity trait.
But you got the specific book.
How's it look?
What series is it?
Less terrible.
Pretty, isn't it?
Mm,
A little bit.
handsome. Perhaps. Reserve pretty for another time.
Okay, that's fair. In my head, I'll be like, you hear that, Dawnbringer? We're already making progress with this one.
He's right. My craftsmanship is second to none.
All right. What do you say we go head up some were-rats now?
I think there's nothing that I would like to do more right now than attempt to.
And then the Demogorgon crashes
Right.
in. Oh, God.
Negotiate
Yeah,
with
Brandon.
Oh yeah.
This is a one-man effort, Brandon. Good luck.
I'm gonna negotiate the
I just
shit out
have to
of these
figure out
rats.
something to lie to them about.
We're plan B, so good luck, Brandon. The lives of all the were-rats rest on your tongue.
Oh my god.
Alright, we're good. And I asked Dawnbringer to tone it down while we're
Tone it
walking
down.
around.
You get the same sort of feeling of hesitance. Dawnbringer does not like being unilluminated, but it still goes down.
Neat. Thanks, Dawnbringer.
And now it's super dark and you're blind, Yormik. This is how humans feel on the internet. Oh no.
Alright,
Nah, I'm just playing. You're fine.
so we go to the gate
All right, let's go.
of
Yeah,
the
okay.
Warrens. The Warrens.
So you leave the foaming mug and make your way back across the interior of Blingdenstone until you find yourselves in the reception hall at the site of yesterday's ooze incursion. It looks a little more business as usual today, except there are still more guards on duty currently than you had seen prior to yesterday. They all look pretty exhausted, though. The sheer amount of guards needed to protect the city, like to put extra people here, is people working overtime kind of shifts. So
Yeah.
they look pretty exhausted, physically and mentally.
I can behind that.
Yeah.
I sympathize.
Alright.
In fact, the same guard that you spoke with yesterday is still there. He just looks completely exhausted.
This seems like extremely inefficient allocation of resources, lads. Why don't we give you a hand? We're heading in there.
You're heading into the warrens.
We're gonna go have a chat.
We're going to negotiate.
You mean
Bear's on board.
you're gonna talk to the
We're going to attempt to talk to the
to the
to
were
the
rat?
were-rats.
Okay. Sure. If you can find anything out about these oozes while you're back there too, we've gotta deal with it. We don't know how they're getting in. Don't know how we can stop them. So.
Vera, would you be able to set up an alarm?
But it would only trigger for her.
No, I can make it an audio alarm.
Oh, snap, girl.
Yeah.
It seems like they're coming from the one area, and they're tough to spot before they're on you.
Yeah, if you give me 10 minutes, I suppose I could. This collapsed tunnel, how big is it? Like, could one alarm spell cover it? 10 foot, 20 foot cube area?
Two different alarm spells could. So the cave in. It should be on the map that you got.
Yeah, we're gonna have to learn that.
So you could cover the two tunnels that split off of it. There's basically a fork that rejoins, and then the collapse is in front of that. So you could alarm each of the two smaller tunnels.
Okay.
It's not big enough to cover the whole.
So like here and here, or yeah.
I only see the one collapsed thing.
I suppose it's not
Your
a
hands
good
in the
idea.
way.
Yeah,
They're
there's
like-
like Kevin can't see through.
Isn't
No,
there, like-
further to the left. Further towards Lenny. More.
Oh, that right
Oh.
there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the collapse, and you
Okay.
could cover those two tunnels.
Alright,
Does your alarm persist?
it lasts for 8 hours.
Oh, that's not very long.
It's
I mean,
it's a day.
That's quite a
I
while.
mean, it's not too much trouble for me to come out here and put the alarm spell down every 2 or 3 times a day.
I'm fine waiting 20 minutes if you're
Yeah,
willing
that's fine.
to.
Sure.
No difference for us.
Oh, this is what we do. So, sure. I'll. Well, as I'm like, and if you want to employ my services, well, no, we'll probably take care of the slimes before it becomes an issue.
First shot's always free.
Yes, I'll go over there and I'll cast alarm twice.
Okay.
10 minutes each. On the left passageway, I'll make the alarm sound like a bell, and the right passageway, I'll make it sound like
Foghorn.
wood chimes.
Gong.
Foghorn.
Or no, wind chimes, man.
Gong.
Wait, on the left one, it sounds like what? And
Wind chimes.
Left's like a bell, like a traditional bell, and the right is like wind chimes. So it's just really loud.
Okay.
When I come back, alright, if you hear the bell, look on the left side. If you hear the wind chimes, look on the right side. If you hear both, there's more than one coming. What the fuck is wind? They get that here.
You get
Yeah,
drafts.
if you hear both, I mean, if you hear it, just be careful. I do have it set up to trigger for anything. So if one of your guards walks through to check the area, it will go off. But if a slime comes through, it will also go off.
Does if it goes off from one of us, will it go off if something else comes through, or is it like?
I think so. Check.
Once it goes off, is it done?
No. Till the spell ends, an alarm alerts you whenever a tiny large creature enters the area or enters the warded area. When you cast a spell, you can send the creatures until the alarm.
Oh, okay. So we can go test it then
Yeah, sure.
after you cast it. Yeah, the guard that you've been talking to goes over and just like walks until the chimes sound, and then
Right.
goes to the other side. Walks.
Links.
Ding. Get the bell.
Yes, that'll do it for you. 8 hours. I would start your. If you have some sort of way to keep time, keep a watch on that, so you know that after 8 hours, if I don't renew it, that you will have to pay close attention again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate it.
If you ever need services of the Vamp Society, let us know.
The what society?
We're a topside thing. You probably haven't heard of us, but the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors.
Oh, fascinating.
Yes. We get deployed a lot on the top side. Pretty high success rate. You know,
But people mostly survive. It's
some dangerous. There's always much we can do about a dragon or something. They're quite powerful, but we do our best. Assassins, that kind of thing.
All right, you've had your plug, Vera.
Hey, you're the one that makes me spend 20 minutes. Give me 10 seconds.
All right.
of plug,
We appreciate it.
okay?
Might even be able to give some of these other guys a break. I've been out here since yesterday still, so
They look like they could use it.
appreciate it. Yeah, certainly. All right, yeah, guys, open the gate. So yeah, the same gate that you walked through, or that you sent your arcane eye through previously.
Yeah.
They open those gate doors, basically just wide enough for you guys to walk through single file. Looking through and walking into the first alcove on the far side of the gate, you don't see anything immediately in front of you.
I do believe there is a trap right here when you walk in, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah. So
What?
from your previous, from having seen it, noticed it previously when you sent your arcane eye through, you can easily enough spot where it is. It's after the gate, basically the first bottleneck where the tunnel narrows before it forks into a few different sections.
Yeah.
There is a some sort of covered pit trap sort of deal.
Oh, it's not a magical trap, it's a pit trap.
It to the naked eye, it doesn't look magical.
Pit trap means there's a pit being near that.
Should
Oh,
I?
we're out. Fuck this place. We have no chance.
Was the other trap I saw through this direction the same type of trap, or was this something different?
I mean, it looked kind of different, but you not being able to interact with it, sort of in person, it wasn't entirely clear what type of trap the other one was.
Okay. Alright, so I saw two while I was here. I don't necessarily know that I got all of them. So have your wits about you, and perhaps we should be careful about all of walking in too tight of a group.
Fair. I will lead as usual.
You want me?
You're falls
Right.
into the pit trap.
No, that's fair.
You know what? You're working with
So
your
are we
working
trying?
with it?
Are we trying to be like discreet about this, or can I light
We're
up the
trying to find people.
let's be discreet. We don't need to be stealthy, but we don't need to come in with something that.
Where
hurts
we're trying to find their leader, right?
Yeah. Do you
We're
know,
not trying
where
to
their leader is
hide.
located?
Yeah, we do.
We suspect because we found a throne sort of thing.
There's like a
Right.
penis-shaped throne on.
Hey,
On the
It's a rocket ship.
If we look,
So we're going to the penis, not the pile of poop.
Correct.
Okay.
That's,
What is the pile of poop?
That's the pile of refuse that would be great for
ooze food.
ooze food.
Oh.
So that's where we would go to take care of the oozes.
I totally
Where
forgot
rats
that was
first.
the
I
thing.
don't think we need to be too cautious. If they attack us, we kill them.
do you think it's worth putting more alarm spells in some of these tunnels?
Nah.
Alright.
We just walk up.
Yeah, let's do it.
These
Yeah.
are Zwerfneblin, after all, very reasonable individuals. Not at all crazy from the exile that they went
So are
through.
you guys trying to I guess
We
disable the trap or hide it or whatever
yes.
before you go, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you uncover this pit, and it's literally just sort of the basic like spiked pit trap with like wooden spikes in the bottom of it. The whole goal of it was for you all to fall into this pit and be damaged or die or depends how much HP you have and how bad your fall is.
Sure.
But yeah, roll a I guess just a dexterity check
For
Yormek.
just your ditty.
Your ditty.
11.
Fortunately, this is a pretty rudimentary setup,
Thank goodness.
and you're able to uncover it without accidentally falling in or anything. And there's just enough of a sort of a ledge around it through that you can like, sort of squeeze up against the wall and sort of scoot past it just a little slowly.
Okay. That was easy. Some trap.
All right.
Check.
Keep going.
But Jim Jar, people don't have any. Do your people have any way to either see invisibility or become invisible?
Do any of us have the ability to see invisibility?
Yes. Very specifically.
That should be should we should be aware of while coming in to this area.
I mean, Zverfneblin and Wernerets are both pretty sneaky, and I mean, we can obviously do the non-detection thing.
Right. That I find out firsthand.
Can also disguise ourselves, and also the whole blur thing that I do sometimes.
Right. Okay.
I will cast See Invisibility on the off chance that there are more invisible things to see.
You die.
Dude,
Knew
we
it.
just have to have Dawnbringer look for us. It has 120 feet dark vision. It can see twice as far as I can, and I have eyes.
All right.
It's magic, you cast your spell, and it goes off as expected. You don't see anything in the immediate vicinity that would indicate that there are invisible creatures nearby.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess which way are you going after the trap? You sort of have
Towards the
a left,
throne, right?
a
Left.
straight, and a right.
Left should be where the throne was.
Correct. Yeah. The immediate right would take you to where the refuse pile was.
Yeah. Let's go to the left.
Left.
Okay. You guys head away from the relatively unpleasant smell of the refuse pile.
Roses really smell like poo poo poo.
Just cast prestidigitation on it. All goes away.
Are you guys trying to move stealthily altogether, or
If you move, stop.
We're
We're not making noise specifically.
we're not trying to hide, but
No.
we're also not like
causing a ruckus.
yeah. Like if we
Okay.
see a were rat, we're going to try to like make contact and
okay?
But
maybe
but
we're
I am all out of
specifically-
bubble gum. Just
maybe-
so you know.
Maybe we're specifically looking for were-rats even.
one might say, but
Yeah.
not magically.
Yeah, one might say we're looking
We are
for
looking.
Who's
were-rats.
in the front? Yormek?
I think Jim Jar should be in the
I
front.
feel
I
like
agree with
you
that.
should be close to the front.
Yeah, I'll be
And
second. Jim
I'll
Jar
be
can
next
first.
to Bryn
Yeah.
Look good
because
if the
Within
meeting,
10 feet of me, please.
because I
It would look
protect
better
my
if the
boy.
front of our party is not intimidating looking.
Sorry,
You know?
not happening.
Yeah, that's me right now. As there's just the
Right.
black. Shame.
I look over at Yormek.
Yeah.
Yormek looks at me. I'm like, you seem fine.
Yeah, it's all right. Friendly faces of the Underlight.
Fine, I'll be behind Bryn then instead of beside him. You can be next to him.
But Jim Jar was going to be next to me.
He's gonna in the front.
I'll be near the front, so that's be.
I marshal you for in front of me.
That's okay.
So as you guys head forward past the pit trap,
It's a
as-
diplomatic marching order.
as you begin to round to the left towards where you know or you suspect the residential and throne area of the were-rat warrens to be, who has the highest who has the highest perception in your group? Passive perception.
I mean, can anybody even beat a 10?
15.
10, baby.
No,
13.
12.
13.
12, 15. Vera.
Mine's 15, yeah.
13, I'm the best. Around.
So
That's okay.
Vera, you're the first one to spot
Except for
Uh,
it keeps putting my mini.
a small group of were-rats actually from the right, where you guys were sort of taking the left turn. Well, the middle of your three options, there's a small group of about a half dozen were-rats who just you sort of lock eyes for a moment.
To the right. Your hands. Jim Jar.
I say in broken undercommon, hello.
They are very startled by your presence, and they all just start hissing and get in very defensive stances.
We don't.
Your boys got
Has anybody
Dawnbringer
explained that to Stefan
No,
yet?
no, yeah, we'll get there. That's fine.
It's fine. It's a Millennium
We'll get
Blades
there.
thing.
I
Robot.
just think he was a robot in Millennium Blades.
His defensive stance.
No.
Okay. Now we get it. Okay.
What are you doing to me?
Hello. We're looking to talk to the leader of this area. My name is Bryn Stormwind. We came.
Make a performance check, a group performance check,
go.
to look non-threatening. You have advantage. Vera, you have advantage. You have disadvantage. What?
I mean, my face is just the gaping void of blackness.
You're also in the dark.
You have disadvantage. And Jim Jar and Eldith, we're just going to give straight rolls too.
Natural 20,
18.
which is a total of 28.
8.
4.
You're just like this little gnome woman who's like, holy
Scowling.
shit, she's terrifying.
I was like,
4.
like try to put out from this smile.
4.
Yeah.
Eh. But yeah, this ended up with some serious across the board because I rolled for Eldith and Jim Jar. They got a natural 17 and a natural 6
takes us
to go with the 4, the 8, the 28, and the 18. But you're speaking Undercommon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The fact that you are speaking their language and are not a party of Blingdenstone, Zwerfneblin
Guards.
is right. So it's a bit. It gets a better reaction than what they probably what a group of guards doing the same thing probably would have expected at this point, given the relations between the two groups. But they maintain their defensive posturing, and you see now that there's 6 were-rats in front of you.
Okay. I won't make any effort to step towards them until they sort of calm down a little bit. What are your names?
Why is Bryn playing 20 questions with him?
Also, I've never played that game.
Also, how do you know? I can't hear.
They respond to you in a
No. Okay.
sort of with a hissing tone to their voice. Just what do you want with us?
Are they in form right now?
So they appear to be in this interesting hybrid form.
So they're like quarter rat.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay. We. Sorry, I might need some out of game reminder because it's been actually 2 months since we heard what we are theoretically trying to broker peace.
Yeah.
Peace or death. Those are their options.
We're
I
trying to broker peace.
Basically,
The other thing we don't broker.
the main
deliver
city
that.
is running out of room for their expansion. If they're
So-
full,
Yeah.
and the were-rats control this large part of the city, and they want us to basically negotiate so that they can have more room yet. And the were-rats aren't exactly giving up any ground.
Okay.
Is it accurate, Kevin?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And Dorbo was more fine with just exterminating them than Senny seemed to
Okay.
be. Senny definitely favors a diplomatic solution.
We heard that there were tensions between you and the Zverth-Neblin of Blingenstone, of the more rulers of Blingenstone out there, and we took it upon ourselves to try and broker peace between the two groups. There's hard times ahead for all of the Underdark, and we think everyone should be able to join together.
Those usurpers, they hunt us down and treat us like vermin. But we were here long before any of them decided to return.
And we'd like to see a fair agreement come to. I think you must agree that it must be better for your people if they were no longer hunted.
We simply wish to be left alone to live in peace.
Well, we were able to get some buy-in from the Zverth-Neblin. We think they might listen to us if we could talk to whoever's in charge around here.
Make a persuasion check. Diplomacy. Is that a natural 2?
No, that's a natural 6,
Oh.
which means it's only a 17.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
Your boy.
It's real good.
I should have lied to him.
Probably.
Liar.
You've been talking for at least a minute now.
The one that's been speaking with you turns and begins speaking in hushed tones to his nearby were-rat bros.
Am I putting on the Ring of Power right now?
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
The one who was talking to you turns back to address you and says,
We will take you to Chipgrin.
Insight?
Sure.
19. Thank goodness.
Chip Grin.
So the fact that you don't know who or what Chipgrin is makes you a little wary, but at the same time, I mean, their statement sounded genuine.
Okay, it doesn't look like they're just leading us into a trap.
I mean, they haven't led you anywhere yet, but it didn't come across that way to you.
Okay.
Is this a good idea?
But we do not want to bring so many heavily armed people to our leader. You are not all welcome.
Chipgrin is your leader, then.
Yes, Chipgrin Gold Whisker.
Cool last name.
You are in his warrens.
I would gladly choose to stay behind.
What? No.
I don't know that you're the threatening looking one.
But remember how we got.
You have a message.
Remember how we, popped out of that rock blight. Might be useful to have somebody who could do that.
I will cast message for the first time this campaign. It's Nero. I can be invisible and stand
Roll
next to
okay, so either
Yeah.
you're subtle spelling this, or you need to roll a sleight of hand check if you're attempting to not do this. Because you literally just point to the person and
subtle
whisper.
Spell will be fine.
Okay.
I say quietly. Something stone's supposed to be a bad guy.
That's we don't want to threaten your leader. but I'm there. How your leader must have some guards with him, right? There. We need to be afforded some protection of our own, and obviously, myself and my friend here, gesturing to Vera, don't offer much. So might our friend, my friend Nero, come along with us?
The tallest, scariest one of the bunch.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I believe in his ability to
I
talk.
was gonna say, not because of your ability, but because
It's a
of
19 and a 1.
Oh, jeez.
What does it come to?
12.
12.
We will not take you all. It would be foolish for us to be so trusting. If your
Like the same.
intent is what you say, Chipgrin will meet you in peace, and you will be allowed to depart in peace.
I will again. I agree. I will volunteer as
So-
a tribute to leave
So
and not accompany the group.
Yormik Death Mask can stay behind. You're most of the brawn of the group. Well, that's fine.
Yes, Nero is unable.
I
to
trust
swing
I
us
trust these were rats, and we can leave our armament behind.
That one stinks of bleeding stone as well.
Points to Jim Jar.
Jim Jar can stay behind.
I'll stay with Yormik.
And what? So
You guys can get in some trouble. Yormik and Jim Jar.
this is fine.
two-man adventure.
We're gonna leave those two alone.
We're gonna be fine.
And Eldith can
It's
go
a
and
magical
chaperone.
pony
Well, it's more of me not wanting it to be just the two of them alone in the Warrens with no one to help them.
Perhaps Jim Jar and I should return outside of the gates and wait until you all return to come get us.
Probably a good idea.
It's probably the best idea. So we will begin our walk back to the gates now.
Okay. Are you kicking Eldith to the curb too, or should she stay with you guys?
If they think this is
They
fine,
will accept two of them leaving.
great.
Can I see if I'm being followed?
I mean, do you leave? Where are you trying to go?
Yeah, I would assume that we're gonna walk back to the gate at this point.
Sure.
Him and Jim Jar.
Yeah.
But he.
I would like to subtly cast
Once out of sight.
invisibility on myself once out of sight and circle back to follow the group.
Okay. So, as the brunt of your group continues forward, one of the were-rats from the group who confronted you sort of stays near that intersection of cabins.
Okay.
It would be difficult to... It would be a little obvious, I guess, if you tried to, like, walk out of the way and then they'd be like, oh, where'd they go? Oh, shit, they're gone.
But it does curve here.
Before we separate, who you can sling stones to? So our group has one.
I've got one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have the other one.
Okay, you two.
I will stay. I will continue to message the group until they're 120 feet away from me. Just be like, I will have the stone. If you need me, I will try to remain close and jump to you if things go south.
Well, you could always leave and come back.
Also an option.
All right. So the main group heads off forward. So one of the werettes stays behind just to keep an eye out. One of the six actually sort of scurries off ahead. The other four sort of are escorting you. You're familiar with the route. They're taking you to that room that appeared to be a residential area. And it's not too far down the tunnel before you you get to that very narrow space between sort of the corner of the plateau that has the would-be throne on top of it, and where just the cave wall closes in. It's extremely narrow at that point. But you all squeeze through without too much issue. A little slow moving.
How high up is the plateau?
The plateau.
I mostly want to know if they could, if like them or us could reasonably jump off of it.
You could definitely jump off of it without dying, if that's what you're asking.
Like
But
this
it's
was
not like
Yep. Why would you tip that shit? It's hilarious. Grog would have survived it. Ow! 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 Ow!
The top of that plateau is probably about 25-ish feet
okay.
above
So
your heads.
Oh, that's
is it sheer or is it slanted?
Mostly sheer, a little bit of slant.
Okay.
Mostly sheer.
Part of my thought is if we need to like defend right here, can they just like slide down the plateau behind us? But it sounds like that's not super feasible. But
It hurt, but they could do it.
yeah,
yeah.
they're probably not leaping down to
Right.
casually.
Well, maybe rats have some sort of.
Yeah, they could.
agility.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it could happen. But that's kind of my thought around it.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Okay. So you each in turn squeeze through beside the plateau. And as you emerge on the other side, you see the staircase. They're the stone steps that lead to the top of the plateau, as well as the fact that a small crowd is gathered in the cavern in front of you.
How small?
Most of the assembled creatures are deep gnomes, but quite a few have very rat-like features, including a particularly fat specimen standing in front of the others, smiling at you with jagged buck teeth. Peace, the big were-rat says. He takes a step forward, arms extended, hands open. It says to you, Chipgrin's the name. I'm chief of the Gold Whisker clan. Shall we talk?
Chipgrin, Bryn Stormwind. It's great to meet you.
Likewise. My lad here tells me that you've come to negotiate some sort of peace on behalf of the rest of Blingdenstone.
Yes. Well, we're looking to at least begin negotiations. Make some sort of friendly contact. Make sure that you all know that we're not here hostily. We wanted to make sure you were comfortable. We left a couple of our colleagues behind just so that you all knew that we're here under good faith.
It is much appreciated. I'm sure you understand the necessity for ensuring the safety of our people here. And looking around you, you see that there's basically, easily 40 people.
Okay.
In the general vicinity.
Are they?
They're not all literally grouped into a crowd.
Yeah.
But you see some standing in the entranceways to the nearby residential caves, the living quarters.
Actually, it's not in our favor.
There's a fair few sort of standing in the immediate vicinity of Chipgrin. The outsiders in a place where you're not commonly seen. They're all very hesitant, but yeah, you are heavily outnumbered at the moment.
Do they look like? Are there specific guards around? were-rats that are wielding weapons, or just look a little more trained, or does basically everyone look civilian?
The ones, the ones like closest to Chipgrin have some like short swords. A few have hand crossbow, like nothing too out of the ordinary. That said, there's also none of them are really like, they don't have uniforms. They're sort of all look like they've been living in sewers for decades, kind of thing. Like their clothes are sort of tattered and ratty, and hygiene is clearly not the priority in Gold Whisker Warrens compared to the rest of Blignitstone, which looks relatively immaculate for all of the people living there.
And this is all in Undercommon.
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the bottom of the stairs?
You're at the base of the plateau,
Okay.
not too far from the stairs up to the top. But very well, very well. Shall we? He gestures to the stairs up to the plateau.
Absolutely. As I guess before I do, I would introduce, this is Nero Maris, Vera Schluchelstein.
Closest yet.
And
Very close.
my good friend that I've spent much time with, Eldith.
Last name.
Eldith.
Eldith Feldrin.
Yeah.
Feldrin.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if there's a cheat to that. Yeah.
Can I attempt to follow them?
We can certainly try.
So, what
You can
would
attempt
you?
whatever you want.
So I would, if there's any point where like Jimjar and I are going to be out of view near the gate, like I'll walk him all the way back to the gate, cast invisibility on myself, and try to get past the one dude who's kind of like waiting, keeping watch on the intersection.
Make a stealth check, I guess, to try and hide and position yourself.
Sure. Nope, it's fine. Natural 1.
Oh, jeez.
I stand in front of him.
Not in the cards. No, so that they smartly position themselves in that that sort of joining of the hallways, such that they pretty much just have a view of the whole of that like entrance area.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they had to reopen the gates and then no one coming.
Right.
They'd like reopen it and no one comes through.
You just, as you walk
Hold
out,
the
you
door
say,
open.
"Hold the door open for a second." Invisibility.
Hold
walk
the
back
door.
Hold the door.
Can I give that a shot? Or no?
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
We'll give it a minute now.
Yep, that's fine.
So, back to you all.
Yep.
Bryn, I suppose we have some things to talk about then.
Seems like we do.
All right. After you. I gestures up the stairs up
Sure.
to the throne area.
I'll start walking up the stairs.
Okay.
I ask Bryn in Elvish, try to be quiet, but I ask him, can you ask him if he speaks common?
Oh, yes. Chipgrin, do you by chance speak common?
I'm afraid I only know. More likely. Why is this not the common
Sorry,
tongue?
do you speak upper common?
No, never had occasion to learn.
That's fair. Do you? I may need to do some translating for my friends then, if that's all right.
So it's the two of you going up to the top to talk.
Oh.
Oh boy.
It's not that far away.
Sure. Yeah. Can they do they have reasonable sight to up there?
Up the stairs, they don't see everything that's up on top of the plateau, but
Do you mind if my maybe my gnomish friend accompanies me?
certainly.
What?
We're gonna go and talk on top of the plateau, and you can join us.
All right. Sure.
You don't speak Gnomish, do you?
I do.
No, I know you do.
Do
but
you speak Elvish?
Do I speak what?
Elvish?
No.
I was just
Okay.
seeing if there was
Then
an
just
chance
common.
for a common language between all three of you. But
So I'm to stay down here.
I think you're to stay down here with Eldith.
Feldrin.
She wouldn't have known anyway. It was undercommon. She doesn't speak it.
When in
Your name
undercommon
doesn't
you
get
hear
translated though.
Eldith. Just gibberish. and then
Silent
Eldith.
question mark is just totally verbalized.
Let me know and I'll be up there in half a second. Don't let him bite you.
So the stairs lead to the top of the rise, where the floor is covered with a soft and well taken care of carpet of green moss.
I'm a death march.
Yeah,
I know. It's like
it's just
are you trying to tell us
Dun,
something with this
dun.
music?
hey man, it's on a looping list. I'm sorry.
It's legitimate. Yeah, it's legitimate.
By the way, this whole time I stay within arm's reach of Eldith.
Okay. What's the line?
Yeah, that was my backup plan.
I assume you're you're probably the best one in this group to get us out of
If
a.
Yorwick's not here, yes.
Sorry,
all right.
Later, Misty Step.
So
And I would just like to stand, if possible, in a position where I can see down the stairs.
okay, yeah, you can like hang a few steps back, basically, but not too far. Like the top of the plateau is
that-
not a
I just
huge area.
As long as I'm not out of reach of Bryn.
So who all went up the stairs?
Just the two of them and Chip Grin.
Okay. then
Once
I'm
we get up
standing-
there, how is there anyone else up here?
Well, as I was saying, you reach the top of the stairs and you see the stone chair that Vera had previously referred to as looking rather throne-ish, and it's very obvious that this is Chip Grin's throne down here. The Were-Rat chief goes and sits down, and the throne is flanked on either side by a pair of very much oversized rats. There's a giant rat on each side. So, let's get down to brass hobnails then. You were sent by the Diggermatics because they want us out, right? Right?
That's how they got. That's how we got their buy-in. Yes,
Well,
we're here for our own reasons.
they might get their wish soon enough, but in a way they ain't likely to cheer about.
Go on.
You see, not too far beyond the Warrens, there's a huge congregation of ooze-like creatures.
So we've heard.
We've just over the last several 10 days, there's been just so much activity by the oozes, and more seem to be arriving, and they come right through our settlement, and we've been able to destroy a few, but even more have gotten past. We've had a few casualties of our own, but we're not far from just up and fleeing at this point. It's getting
bad.
pretty bad. And if them passing through our territory wasn't bad enough, there's only so much room in the northwest corner of the city. Eventually they're gonna start taking up new spaces, and they're gonna encroach on where we live here, and that's just not good for anyone.
Do you have any plans on where to go?
No ideas as of now, just somewhere that's not Blingdenstone. Though obviously we all would hate to do that. My clan has been living here for hundreds of years. We were the last remaining holdovers from that stayed after the Drow invasion.
Do you have any idea what might be causing the oozes?
Well, let's say I might have some information as to the nature of the figure that I believe to be controlling these oozes.
Okay. I've never heard of a figure that controls oozes.
Well, I remember him from when he worked in the tunnels. My kin saw him when he returned. I know who he is, I know what he's doing, and most of all, I know where he can be found. If you and the Diggermatics want, I could tell you right where he is. He who calls himself the Pudding King.
I get it.
Oh man, I can't wait for you guys to meet this guy. And then you'll see how funny the Pudding King is.
Feels
Amazing. The Pudding King.
Yeah, I didn't make the name.
I'd actually kind of be happy if you did. Where? So is he a Svirth-Nevlin?
Yeah, everyone that you've seen in this
No,
cavern.
the Pudding King. I'm asking.
Oh,
in character.
sorry. I thought you were asking me if Chipgrin was.
Gotcha.
I see.
Durgar.
Right. He calls himself Yormik Iron Brewmantle Hand, and he's
Shadow.
he makes
ready
his
to enact my plan.
business infiltrating unsuspecting groups of adventurers.
No,
Oftentimes
he
out of
turned
grapple
Glavagool
stew.
against us.
You guys activated my trap card.
Pudding.
Right.
Swarm
Um,
pudding.
Well, I don't know what he is now, but he at least used to be.
And you said you saw him come back.
Well, we used to see him from time to time around in the tunnels. It's been a while now, but I think I know where to find him.
Why do you think that he's the one controlling them? And how do you know he calls himself the Pudding King?
I have ventured not too far, but somewhat into his territory. And he addressed me and my kin who went poking around. And the reason that I suspect that he can control them somehow, or maybe control is not even the right word, but I don't know how else he would survive. There are hundreds of oozes, if not thousands.
Easy.
Where is he?
A fireball a day keeps the ooze.
Well, I would like to tell you, but obviously I'm sure you can understand that I can't be putting all of my cards on the table.
Can't be putting all your
present
cards on the table? Is that what you said?
Wait, what?
Can't be putting all your cards on the table?
I missed it, but I got it the second time. That was good. I need this information is obviously valuable, and I don't reckon I'll be giving it up until we've, secured a peaceable agreed upon meeting with the Diggermatics themselves.
I mean, I can certainly see that this information is valuable, but it sounds like the lives of your people have been the cost of it.
We've lost some, but
And do you not care for them?
of course I care for them. Why do you think we're having this meeting?
It would seem to me that we're here trying to. I certainly want to help you broker peace with the Diggermatics as best I can, but it seems to me that
And you're doing a wonderful job, but you are not the Diggermatics. You are not the people who speak for all of the rest of Blingdenstone.
true.
I should
But if we're here, it seems to me that giving us the information could only serve to help eliminate the Pudding King, who's putting your people at risk.
It is also happens to be one of the more valuable pieces of information that I possess, and information and knowledge is power and leverage in such conversations to come, as what are to come.
I understand. All right. So you want to speak with the Diggermatics, is that correct?
That is correct.
I can probably arrange that. My concern is that the Diggermatics won't be as agreeable as I might be. Have you met them before?
Never personally.
There are two of them. One of whom is agreeable. The other is less so.
Well, if they were not interested in brokering some sort of peace, then what did they send you for?
No, they are interested in brokering some peace, but I'm thinking that a messenger might serve better purpose than a face-to-face meeting at this point.
While I understand the hesitancy when using a messenger like this, sometimes things can be lost in translation.
Sorry, I didn't understand that last part. What?
You heard me.
I understand. Is there? What do you hope to gain from the Diggermatics?
What I want is for my clan to be recognized amongst the Zverfneblin of Blingdenstone as full citizens. That's all we've ever wanted, was to live here in peace.
Would you be willing to let the other Zverfneblin move in amongst you?
If we reached an accord and over time developed the trust that would require, I would have no qualms with sharing territory. Our desire is simply to be a part of Blingdenstone, after all.
Would you be? I think that's enough. We have the information that we came here for. We can broker a discussion with the Diggermatics.
Very well. How soon do you think you could make it happen? Every day it gets more dangerous over here.
If you want the oozes to stop, you can let us know at any time. We're happy to help you with the Pudding King, clearing out the threat that there is to your people. We're also happy to help you broker peace.
See, I think the part here is, at least to me, the two are not mutually exclusive.
They're not.
The
but
information I have could prove vital to any attempt to remove the Pudding King and his large gathering of oozes.
Absolutely. Every day you wait to hold on to, you wait with that information. You see what it causes.
That's a risk I'll have to keep on taking, I suppose.
All right. I'll go talk with the Diggermatics, and could you? We'll be back. Could you let your people know that a group looking matching our description is expected, and
We will. I will arrange for this same group here to be allowed back in again.
excellent. Thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You as well.
Shakes your hand. All right. Well, I believe that concludes our business for today. A few of my clan. I almost said clansmen, but like that just sounds like bad to say. So, a few of my kin down at the bottom of the stairs will be kind enough to escort you back to your gate
Thank you.
through which you enter.
Are we done?
We're done.
It's just this whole thing was just like, I guess they're talking about something.
As we walk out, I explain.
Basically, watching faces. Okay, one seems angry. We're doing good. We're
Seems
okay.
all right.
Yeah. Oh, they're shaking hands. They're shaking hands.
It's like ready a fly spell for whenever he looks too angry.
Yeah, pretty much. How are we
Okay.
doing here?
Yeah. So as we head back, we'll meet back up with Nero and Eldith, and I'll give the rundown again.
All right. So, yeah, on the way out, Bryn fills you in on the conversation that just occurred.
It's gonna be waits till we're at least talking to Nero and Eldith as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd give you like the 10-second version, then
Right.
I'd explain more as we get back.
We're good. We're setting up a meeting.
Okay.
Gets down to Nero. We're good. We're setting up a meeting. Well, this time
With
in
the
Elvish.
Okay.
But yeah, so a group of 8 of the Zwerfneblin were-rats this time accompany you, the 4 of you, back to the main gate. When you arrive there, Jimjar and Yormik are waiting there. Unless at some point
No.
Yormik has dimension doored somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's good. I was embarrassed by my inability to hide.
We all are.
Yeah,
We're all embarrassed by your inability to hide.
Didn't even see it.
yeah.
Or did I? Because it was the
A plus. All right. Well, I assume you guys knock on the gate or some prearranged sign to let the guards on the other side.
We're not rats, I swear. No!
Help! I'm trapped in a barrel. Okay. So your escort allows you all to pass through the gate, which is promptly closed behind the 6 of you. And you find yourselves back in Blingdenstone proper.
All right. So the there's apparently a Pudding King. He controls the Oozes. The Oozes are attacking not just Blingdenstone, but also the Warrens. The Rat King wants that to stop, but also knows that the Diggermatics want it to stop, and so he wants to talk to them and broker a deal around giving them the information of finding the Pudding King.
That's the most ridiculous name I've ever heard.
Right next to Brewmantle, but yes.
You can rebrand.
Iron Brew Mantle.
Iron Brew, Mental Hand, Under Dark
Keepers of the
Personage.
Flame, Holders of the Torch.
Yormik Death Mask, I think, is the best name going forward.
The Yormik rebrand. It's
Yes.
official.
Yormik, are you ever going to have a consistent last name?
Absolutely not. Probably not.
As long as we've established that, I suppose we're good to go.
Some things in this world you can count on, and that is the unpredictability of Yormik. Iron Brew, Mental Hand, Dark Death Mask.
Iron Brew Death Mental Hand Mask.
God damn.
Eventually, Schusselstein will not be the most difficult last name in the group to say.
That's like very German inspired. Just keep
But
compounding
Feldrin
words.
will still be the hardest one to remember.
Oof.
Feldrin.
Big
Tell me
oof.
Jim Jar's last name.
Jimjar Zaman.
He doesn't, that's right. It's just Jim Jar.
Mhm.
Well, no,
Everybody else-
Jar is his last
Everybody
name.
else has
His name's
cool.
Jar.
Jim Jar.
Jim Jar.
Everyone else has cool last names. That's Zwerf Nebelin except Jim Jar. He's just this freaking.
Ront didn't have a last name either.
But he wasn't a Zwerf Nebelin.
That's true.
Zwerf Nebelin all have cool last names.
Alright.
To the Diggermatics.
Do we want to keep going? Sorry, out of character. Do we want to keep going?
Okay. I thought that was a question.
Well, if you guys want, you can head across over to Diggermatic Hall, and we can pick up there next week with talking to the Diggermatics and arranging that meeting.
Cool.
All right. Well then, until next week, we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Auf Wiedersehen.